Welcome everybody to the Destiny podcast, where we talk about all Destiny 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Brandon, you've hit level 20. Tell me about your Destiny character.
My Destiny character is in the Shadows of Mordor right now.
Uh-huh. Tell me about wizards. Where do they come from?
They come from the moon.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
That wizard came from the moon.
And Chris, your
And
Destiny
Peter
character,
Dinklage.
how's your warlock going?
He went to the moon, but he got eaten by the moon because the Brotherhood moons showed up and they weren't cool, and then they ate all the other Destiny players, and it was a bad scene, man.
The Brotherhood of Moons.
Yep, Brother Moon showed up.
Garrett, tell me about your supercharge in Destiny.
Oh man, well my guy's kind of the rogue, stealth character kind of, and he's a robot. So he's a robot that wears a helmet for absolutely no reason that looks very robotish.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a mechanical head with a mechanical helmet, and for even though I customize my character and painstakingly every single detail that I want people to see, he's always covered by that helmet.
Uh-huh.
Question: Does your robot character turn into a motorcycle?
No, sadly.
Missed opportunity.
Well, you can play card
He
games
has a
on
motorcycle.
Well, I mean, if he did,
the same.
You can play card games on motorcycles at that point.
So on this week's Destiny cast, we're going to be discussing, can a robot be an elder? And new DLC coming out, because of course we're all excited for it. Hope you look forward to the new
I love how
Destiny
they announced the
podcast.
season pass before the game was actually released.
That's not even that's been happening for years, man.
I mean, look at the people. This is an Activision game. That's people think.
Call of Duty's been doing that since Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. It's Bungie, but it's an Activision game though, so
It's Bungie, but it's Activision.
Obviously.
So if you made it this far, it is not the Destiny cast.
I'm calling it right now. I'm going to laugh so fucking hard when Destiny 2 is announced. Next
tomorrow.
for next year.
Think so?
It might be.
I don't know. Bungie's track
Destiny
record is
2
every 2
Electric
years.
Boogaloo.
Is it 2 or 3 years? Bungie had a track record for a while, where within the same month they released a game every few
I'm
years.
sure that's what Bungie would like to do, but look who their bosses are now.
It's kind of funny that Bungie left Microsoft because they didn't like them, and then they
Wait,
signed
doesn't
Activision.
Bungie own the IP, though?
I don't know all the details about that.
I know Insomniac owns their IP to Sunset Overdrive. That's the only reason why they made it a Microsoft exclusive.
Just because later on we can take this and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty much.
but the thing is, it's if you own the IP and then you still want to do something for it, obviously another publisher is going to be we want to do something with that. So that's just a shitty thing right now in the industry.
Man, I can't wait for Banjo-Kazooie Connect sports games. It's gonna be great.
Still waiting on shit that will never happen.
Anyway, I think I got everyone out of me. I'm Sam, as always. You want, Chris, didn't you have something you want to talk about first before we get into viewer questions?
Kind of,
I'm
but
having
did we introduce everybody?
I mean, I just went around and asked you about Destiny. That's basically introducing
Oh, okay.
people.
Do we have a listener question?
We
I'm
do.
feeling so good.
Okay, cool. Read it.
Okay. Let's see. Hey guys, a couple months ago it was announced Epic Games was working on a new Unreal tournament, one that would not only run on their Unreal 4 engine, but would be completely free to play, literally. So if you realize something, I've never played the original Unreal. After recently downloading and playing it, I've found that despite its primitive graphics, it still holds up in many ways today. My question is, have you guys ever played the original Unreal, and what do you think of it? What about Unreal 2? I have never played those before.
I have not, but I know people who have.
I have.
I have a friend of a friend of a friend who's played Unreal.
I own copies of those games, and I've played at least a half hour of each one.
I played him.
And the thing I remember about Unreal 2 when that game came out, because the big thing about that game was Unreal, for those who don't know, Unreal actually started as a series of games. It was basically an adventure, sci-fi adventure, first-person shooter, kind of like Doom or whatever you want to throw in there. You run around shooting aliens, whatever. It's actually kind of more akin to Half-Life than anything else, but yeah, the first one, I own a copy of it, and I think I played around with it for a half hour, and back then I was oh, this doesn't seem that great, and then I just stopped. And Unreal 2 I also own, and I remember the big thing about that game when it got released was the fact that critics were all unanimous in saying, this game looks really pretty, but the gameplay is kind of mediocre. that was the big thing about it. But for people I've heard that played it, like I had a friend of mine, he really dug it. Like he thought it was a pretty all right game. Just critics are kind of
likes Destiny.
Oh Jesus. I don't know. But Garrett, what'd you think of him?
Of Unreal? Unreal Tournament was fantastic. It was
Unreal though, like the original Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Unreal. Yeah, I know.
Not Tournament.
But no. I was talking about those. But yeah, the game was really good. And I guess actually Half-Life. It was kind of like Half-Life actually.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good way of looking at it. When you said Doom, I was like exactly. I was gonna say Doom, and then you said Half-Life. I'm like, having gone back and played Half-Life 2, yeah, they actually do look and feel very similar.
Because I think like the whole like thematic story that was going on was that there was this alien race called the Nali, Nali, and they had like 4 arms. They weren't too strong. They're peaceful people, and then they get fucking invaded by these lizard people,
Someone's the lizard people.
Whom, if I remember right, I can't even remember what they were called, but they're like a playable race in like the Unreal Tournament games.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
And I think like the lizard people, like they were the main antagonists of this series.
We should play some Unreal sometime.
We should, if it works. I have a copy of Unreal Tournament 3.
Yeah, I have 3 and 2004.
And I almost said Unreal Championship, that was the original Xbox game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. All right, I looked it up. They were the Scourge.
The Scourge, yeah.
Yeah, they were the Scourge. I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Spelled SKAAJ.
Yeah.
Because 90s.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Those were fun games.
I'd dig those copies up. Just mess around with them.
Yeah. It was like it was like Half-Life, except without the puzzle stuff and more of just shooting things.
Yeah.
Or fragging. Yeah.
It was a lot of. There was more emphasis on action.
Yeah, instead of like puzzles and stuff like that.
Yeah. Good stuff. I think the reason I have the original
and
Unreal
violent too.
Yeah.
I remember like back in the day, like I was playing Gears of War and I was like, oh shit, it's about as violent as that, because you could like blow people up. They explode. Damn, I remember. Considering I've gone back and played Half-Life 2, like today and yesterday, that was a good comparison. For some reason, all I could think of when you mentioned Half-Life 2, I was like, no, because all I thought was the gravity gun. And then I was like, oh wait, actually.
There's more of a game than that.
Exactly.
There's more going on.
Yeah.
Gravity gun the game.
Who asked that question, by the way?
Adonis.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Adonis.
He also asked about Masters of Doom, if we've read it, but I think he asked that the other week. I want to say. The book that's about the history of Doom.
Oh!
I'm pretty sure he asked about that the other day.
Yeah, unfortunately, haven't read it yet, but I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous book. It's on my list of things to read.
Mm-hmm.
So little time for books.
Alright. I got... Yeah. Is that all his questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a question.
Okay.
I'm open my beer.
Brandon and Asher or Sam, you might be able to answer this. Might be.
Possibly.
Sam, probably you more than him. But
Okay.
Okay, let's say hypothetically, I want to read some frickin' manga.
Okay, I'm down.
I'm out.
Where do...
I'm down.
I love that.
Okay. Hypothetically.
Okay, hypothetically, I want to read some manga. Where the fuck do I go?
A bookstore.
Oh,
No.
I actually
Amazon.
might be able to answer this question for you. Let me look at my bookmarks.
Okay.
Come on, Garrett. We're not
Amazon.
talking about pleb manga. You gotta read the stuff that was translated by some guy in his
Yeah,
basement.
there
over the
are a
course
couple of
one night.
manga websites that I know my friends go to, like Manga Park, for example.
Yeah, because
Dude,
it's
if
download.
you want to go to one that's like the place to get it, as long as it's not licensed, is Manga Fox, as far as the single best translations.
Yeah, I have a friend that goes there too.
Yeah. Manga Fox is famous for having the best translators, cleaners, editors, and stuff like that. That's easy to find. The only problem is that they don't host Bleach, Naruto, things like that, because they're very big about licensing. So if you want to get some stuff that's more legally gray about whether you can get it or not, then you have to go anywhere else.
Yeah. More
Okay,
Manga
so
Reader would be the other place.
so let's say if I'm looking for something specifically like Fists of the North Star,
Okay.
can I find that?
You know what?
Oh, yeah,
I
totally.
have.
I found
I have-
JoJo, so I can find Fist of the North Star.
I have something. Hang on. I have. Excuse me.
Like let's say I'm not
Manga Jolt. Manga Jolt Light is pretty good.
Mega Jolt
Okay.
Light.
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
have
Manga
Chrome,
Jolt.
I could recommend an app to you that'll make your life great.
I was gonna say yeah. That was Manga Jolt is an app.
Oh, I meant All Mangas Reader. It's a Chrome extension.
Ooh.
What it does is that All Mangas Reader is a way to organize your manga so that when you search from over to like 30 different sites, and it'll give you all the stuff. And when you read stuff, it automatically updates. So it'll basically, the last chapter you read will be the last one that shows up, and you can always hit play and continue where you left off without having to remember where it was.
Right. Because, like I said,
It's-
I mentioned Fist of the North Star because that's actually the one I want to try to find and look into reading. Mostly because of I see a lot of the stuff I go to, like videos, whatever. They talk about Fist of the North Star a lot, as well as like some games that come out every once in a while. I've actually started to hear some decent things of this Fist of the North Star game that came out not too long ago on PS3 and Xbox. There were two of them, and from what I understand, there is the first one called Ken's Rage, which is actually pretty decent if you're into Dynasty Warriors. And then there's Ken's Rage 2, which is a piece of shit.
Wait. Okay,
I-
Fist of the North Star has 100, 245 chapters.
I figured as much.
It's
Yeah, it's a
got
lot.
nothing
It's a
on
lot.
Hajime no Ippo, which has over 1,000 chapters. It's
I was gonna say
awesome.
what about One Piece?
One Piece has... I don't know. I can double check that.
Because I know Bleach and One Piece have been going on for.
Bleach, I can tell you that I got to at least chapter 435 and then gave up.
How many... Okay, here's a good one for you. How many chapters is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Yeah, because then you're you're fucked getting that one.
That one's a really hard one to find.
Oh man, is it?
I remember one site I found it on. Manga's a weird thing as far as trying to get shit.
Yeah, because it's like you hear like a number of stuff that gets brought over and some of it that doesn't, and then you hear shit that like, is based around, and it's like, I'd like to find out more of this, but instead of like, I don't know, I guess if the only way I can find out about this is finding like not just Wikipedia, but like a dedicated wiki of like people who have given a shit about the background and characters and story of this stuff. Because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I tried to look into that once.
Yeah. It says
Holy
that
shit!
this is in no way, accurate, because different sites have different translators and such, but one site that has it says it has 645 chapters.
Oh god.
It's been going on for 2 decades.
That doesn't surprise me.
Or 3 decades, I can't remember. It started before Fist of the North Star, to give you an idea.
Yeah,
Really
because
quick-
this is North Star goes all the way back to like the fucking 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really quick, I want to say I apologize for saying bookstore, even though it was funny, because I honestly that was in my honest answer. was
I
like,
didn't
oh, yeah,
think
just
you were
go to bookstore.
joking.
I mean, it's
well,
funny, I used to go to bookstores to get manga, and the only problem is that, I've become such a horrible person where, no, you gotta get it from, this specific translator and this specific group. I used to be able to just, watch any subgroup for any anime, and now I have a friend who works for a subgroup, and he has ruined me, because now it's I can't, I have to get specific people to translate certain things, or else I'll know it'll be bad.
I have all of my manga that I get are physical copies. I was like, yeah, like Barnes and Noble if you have one nearby, or Amazon. I buy mine off
I mean,
Amazon.
it's great. The only problem is that it's for me personally. I don't like the translations, and 2, it's only the most popular stuff.
Yeah,
You're not going to find
Yeah.
anything that's not extremely popular.
Like,
right. That is a good point. What about Amazon?
I know.
I mean, it's the same problem. In order for someone to
Uh.
officially localize it, it'd have to be really popular. And
Uh,
I have
good
problems
point.
with translation as far as they don't translate curse words. They don't translate, honorifics, which is the san, kan, chan,
Oh
sama,
yeah.
which really
Yeah.
bugs me personally.
I know.
Stuff like that.
Because I know a local bookstore around here that's in our local mall. I've seen some manga books there, but like you said, it's only like the really popular stuff. Like they have fucking Naruto and Attack on Titan, all this other shit.
Naruto,
Which-
One Piece, Bleach,
Yeah,
Death
Bleach.
Note.
A lot of the
Bleach.
fans, a lot of people I know that still read Naruto are hating the newer chapters.
I
Actually,
recently caught up with a friend of mine from high school who told me that he's caught up on Bleach and Naruto, and they are both terrible right now.
Ugh.
Like, awful.
because apparently Sasuke turned good, but then he turned evil again.
Yeah, he was on his... Because he killed his brother, finally, after, like, 600
He
chapters.
killed his brother, and it turned out, spoilers, the
His
brother's
brother was actually
like, a
good.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And then he went on a rampage of revenge, and then he didn't. Now he is again,
Yeah.
apparently.
And then the thing in Bleach is that Ichigo, not only was he... Because, fuck, what was it? He's, I don't remember what they're called. Spirit Reapers or something like that. What was it? Or is it just Reapers?
They're Grim Reapers. That's
Right,
just
the Reapers, and then it's like, okay, so I'm a
Yeah.
Reaper, and I'm a Hollow, and my dad's a Reaper, and I am also... I have Bankai, I have this special ability... And then apparently a friend of mine told me, he's like, so you remember Quincy's, right? And I was like, yeah, they're demon hunters that use bows and shit. And he's like, yeah, he's like, also his mother was a Quincy. And I was like, of course! His whole family's fucking everything! Next thing, like, his grandfather was Jesus or something like that. Like,
Speaking of Bleach, did anybody else play that DS fighting game that they had out?
I heard
No.
about it.
No.
I'm
I
just
have
gonna
not.
say it was great, and this is coming from somebody I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of Bleach. Other than that, I know nothing about it. But I played that fighting game and it was fucking fantastic. And if you wanted a reference of how good it was like Samurai Showdown but better, and that's saying a lot.
Be right back reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure right now.
I got you to stop playing Diablo.
I remember reading the first chapter of this and I was like, this is very slow. I've heard it takes a while to go anywhere.
Yeah, JoJo's... That was the thing. Like I said, I tried to look into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure once, and holy shit, it's really fucking complicated and weird and just...
Old as shit.
Yeah, it's... And the only reason I wanted to know anything about it was because they had a fighting game come out not too long ago on PS3 that I've heard is
Yeah.
actually kind of good.
Yeah. That reminds me, I need to finish a series called Ranma 1/2. Which is an adorable little series from
Isn't
like,
that the
way
one
ago.
where the guy turns into a woman when he gets
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Japan on the water. It is downright hilarious. Also, his grandpa's a panda, which is great.
because
Yeah,
It's like super fucking classic like 70s stuff where it's like I'm in love with this one girl, but there's also this crazy girl who speaks Chinese named Shampoo who wants to kill me when I'm a woman.
Was there ever a manga based on Pocky and Rocky from the like Super Nintendo game?
I am sure there was at least a one shot, which just means a single chapter thing that was probably appeared in an issue of Shonen Jump at some point.
Yeah, Robna, 1/2. My brother reads.
That
He
series is fucking
read.
adorable. I read it mostly
He-
through high
he-
school.
Yeah, he read it a long time ago. I don't think he doesn't buy it anymore. I don't think he's read it in a while.
Fuck. Now I got
Like 5 years.
I can remember all the shit. Now I gotta go find it, and I gotta find someone who's actually translated the whole goddamn thing. Oh great!
Well-
it's 407 chapters.
Okay, great. Why don't we start
No, I
off
gotta,
with something else then?
I gotta go read
Yep.
this. Be right back.
This is supposed to be a video games podcast, yes?
No.
Well, this conversation was inspired by video games because that was the only. I don't know. I guess if I really want to know like the Fists of the North Star story and characters, because like from what I understand, like it's not drastically long as like some shit that has run, and from what I understand, the Ken's Rage game, the first one, actually did a really good job of laying out the story and everything.
I mean, as far as Fist of the North Star is concerned, if I were you, I'd probably check out the anime if you had the time, because that thing is hilarious.
Mm.
Like, I don't know if you've ever seen any clips from it at all before.
I've seen dubbed parodies of it.
Okay. Because like,
Called
there's
Dub
just
of the
shit where
North
like
Star.
a dude will just like punch him, like Ken will punch him like 1,000 times, then there'll be like a 10-second delay and he just explodes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like some of the shit I've seen from that, like the first time I've watched any of it was this YouTube series called Dub of the North Star,
Oh god.
and yeah, the Super Best Friends. They get a lot of their jokes from that. Where like if you've ever heard them, like the little girls who and like
Yeah.
real look, yeah, that's where they got that joke from.
Oh, god.
That's
And
awesome.
I've seen a few episodes of Fist of the North Star. I think I watched the dub because a friend of mine was really into it.
but
All I
even if
remember
like
is
they're
just like,
yeah,
like, for 10
that
minutes.
big thing. But
Yeah.
even though it's like they dub it over for jokes, like you still see some of the crazy shit that they would have done in that.
Yeah.
Like when
That
Ken
seems
like
nuts.
like Ken sticks his thumbs in a dude's temples, and it's like, when I pull my thumbs out, you've got 3 seconds till your head explodes, and it's like, holy shit! I want to know more about this.
If I'm not mistaken, Fist of North Star is also the origin of the quote "You're already dead," if I remember correctly.
Yeah. There's that
famous,
thing
like,
too.
internet phrase.
Because there's a dude named Jaggy who wears like a special helmet just to keep his head from exploding.
It's a common problem in the Mad Max future.
Yeah,
It seems.
basically. I almost wanted to look into Berserk, which
Berserk, I have heard, like, it's one of those things of, like, if you read it, apparently it's the, like, best thing ever, but it's so fucking long.
I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever, but I think it's really, really good. One thing you have to get past is the fairy Puck. You'll either like her as a character or absolutely despise her.
Well, I started reading some of the synopses of like various story arcs, and I kind of decided that maybe I should not read the whole manga of Berserk because then I'm going to be really bummed. It is super fucking depressing.
Well, let me tell you about depressing.
It's basically like there's all this action and violence and gore, and it's like you have these people who like they have these big fights to try to solve problems, but the world is like a worse place now.
I'll tell you what's depressing: the fact that Destiny is getting good sales.
Oh gosh.
Doesn't matter, man. It can be critically lulled, or what is it? I don't know
I've seen a lot of just critics that are just like, it's okay, I guess.
Every critic I've seen is just like, and every fan I've seen is like, this is the best fucking game ever, which is kind of a funny thing.
I played the beta. It's okay. It's okay. That's all it is. It's okay.
For a while, I have to wonder if it was just people did like it a lot, but then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I think that's just a lot of critics put a critical eye towards games, and fans just care, is it fun?
Yeah.
It's actually amazing that the only interesting about it, there's literally nothing interesting about it.
I mean, like I said, my coworkers played it, and I was like, so what do you think about it? It's like, he talked to me about it, and I was like, so what it comes down to is it's just fun to play moment to moment. He's like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, the aesthetic and the look of it seems okay. There's nothing that really stands out about it. I could say that, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's like it's this whole thing of like Halo married with Star Wars and some Borderlands thrown in there.
But they forgot the lore part. Unless you go to
pretty
Bungie.net.
much, yeah. Like,
if you go to Bungie.net, you can get your lore.
I don't know why someone thought that was a good idea, is to put the actual like plot of the game on the wiki.
I just find that so hilarious every time you get
Literally,
it's like, go to Bungie.net for more info, and I'm like, you couldn't pull up a single text-based menu that I could read.
You couldn't even do the AC2 database thing.
Well, it's like, all it would take is just like a fucking page on the start menu that's like lore, and it's just like, here's some block of text.
Yeah. Remember when Skullgirls first came out? That's what this reminds me of. I mean, game came out, didn't even have a fucking move list in there. It's just
like, we don't need it.
Go download this PDF.
That's what hardcore fighting fans do.
Although, granted, I give them credit because they were an independent studio and then their fucking publisher.
Soul Calibur 4 came with a flowchart that explained the plot.
Yeah, but Namco is like, how big of a company?
Not as big as Activision?
I don't know. But, well...
maybe they should have taken a few million out of the marketing budget and put it into a menu.
I was still thinking of Skullgirls, but getting back... But going back to shitting on Destiny, it's... There are a couple of weird things that stop me from buying this. Number one is the whole, like... I have friends that are playing this on consoles, but they are each playing it on, like, different consoles, because... I know people that... I actually know somebody, they got it for Xbone.
Oh,
why, I don't know, but...
I mean, is it any worse
each his
than
own,
the
I
others?
suppose.
Well, I don't know. It's just the whole thing of, like, if you don't like the Xbone, but I guess those issues have been sorted out by then? I don't know, but whatever.
They've patched a lot of the problems with it. That's what I keep hearing, anyway. More so than Sony, even, from what I've heard.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess it's no big deal. It's like, you got people playing on Xbone. I have, like, 2 people I know that got it on PS4. One person, like, a couple people on my friends list that have it on PS3 because I've seen them playing it. And it's like, well, obviously, buying this game once is not an option if I want to play with everybody. But then again, that's just a matter of being selective of who I want to play with. And the thing that stops me from wanting to try this on PS3 or 360 is that I don't know if I've heard some stories of saying, like, Microsoft is doing a thing. If you get it on 360, you get the PS4 or you get the Xbone version, like, for nothing.
See, it's funny. I heard that from the PS4, so I wonder if that's just an Activision deal.
It could be.
Because I could have sworn that PlayStation Twitter account tweeted that. That was just like, yeah, you can upgrade for free if you buy it within, like, the first month, I think? Which is really weird. It's like, within a month of release, if you bought one version, you can get the new gen.
Yeah. Although, at the same time, I'm still of the mind of, considering how this game is doing, like, critically, it's not something that's making me possessed to go out and get it. I think it's really more of a thing of, like, if I have a number of friends playing it, maybe... But
would be the
ultimately,
first time I buy a game to play with friends.
Yeah, ultimately, I'm just of the mind of I'm just gonna wait till it's on PC eventually, and
I mean, you might as well buy Borderlands because Borderlands has the same gameplay with better loot and better writing.
And you know what? Borderlands doesn't force you to play online.
Yep,
true.
Yeah, I actually looked. I looked at it, I looked at the cover, and it said must have Xbox Live Gold account.
Yeah.
And internet.
Yeah,
like,
because
oh man,
that's the big thing with Destiny is it's always online. So
yeah.
I think probably, and I even mean to say this, is that the worst part about Destiny for me, and remember that I'm the guy who plays every goddamn shooter that comes out in the world.
Yep.
The worst part is when I saw that, I was like, this game doesn't even look that interesting, and I want to play it just because I want to play every shooter that gets released ever. And I was just like, it looks fine, and I'm like, I'm not gonna buy fucking PS4 for this. My friend's like, why don't I just get the PS3 version? I was like, because I'm gonna get a PS4 eventually for Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like, buy one version and then get the other.
Like, when I look at...
I would want to buy the better version.
Yeah.
Just because it's more updated and better, and probably runs better, and has higher, like, a higher frame rate, better textures, all that.
Yeah.
I'd
I'd
probably
buy the weird problem of, like, if I buy it, if I get a PS4, in a few months or whatever, when I'm getting ready for Bloodborne, maybe some other games will come out. Then I'm sitting there and I'm like, so do I just wait for the PC version? Especially if it's never been announced up to that point. I'd be like, do I just hold my breath in the fact that it might come out?
I was say Destiny's not coming out on PC. They said they want to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, they don't want to. They said they don't want to make a quote unquote bad port.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I kept hearing rumors for a while, and I couldn't find any official news, but they've probably said something since launch.
I don't think they have announced PC officially yet. It's just kind of like
everything I've seen is like Twitter accounts from designers going like, yeah, we're doing something.
We expect it to happen, but they haven't officially announced it yet.
Or rather, a lot of things they've said is like you said, where they haven't specifically said they're making a port so much as like, we don't want to make a bad one, but they're not saying we're making one.
The last thing I heard was the fact that Bungie said they already had their hands full making this thing on practically 4 different platforms, and then the PC is like a different animal altogether. So, I don't know, I'm like, okay, fine, let's just see what happens next year. Because, like I said, Destiny's not really something that I feel enthralled, like, oh man, I have to get it.
Yeah,
it's
something never really grabbed me as something I had to go get.
Like, it was supposed to grab people like that.
Well,
I mean, that's what their marketing did.
Yeah, their marketing was like, let's get it.
And that's the weird part about, like, when I see stuff on Twitter, like, I desperately want to go up to these people and be like, do you really like it? Or
Peter
you just,
Dinklage,
like,
you
on
gotta
the hype?
buy it.
Like, I would hate... The only problem is, like, I'm not a dick, so I don't want to ruin people's days and be like, are you really that excited for this game? Or are you just super hyped about it?
I think
and have them look at it and be like, I guess I don't like it that much.
I think it's the possibility of the MMO effect of people have their own little group of friends that they all decided, let's play this together.
Yeah.
And to them, that's because I'm sure it's fun if you had a group of buddies and you're getting together because the shooting and stuff is competent.
But that's any multiplayer game.
I mean, to be fair, I bought a game about horse racing with a friend of mine called Secret of the Magic Crystal.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
I played Firefall with a friend and it was enjoyable. No, wait, no, it wasn't. That's a joke. Yeah, Chris, I didn't tell you, I played Firefall with a different friend of mine the other night.
Yeah,
he got 40 minutes
Magic
in.
Crystal.
He got 40 minutes in. He's like, I wouldn't even play this hammered, and they just quit.
Yeah, I played like good games. Like I was thinking because some girl actually was at Redbox and she said, "Should I get Destiny?" Because she could tell I was a gamer. I guess like I was wearing my
Looked at her,
was
like you.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know why you asked me, but okay. So she's like, should I play Destiny? I was like, it depends. Do you have friends who also play it? And she goes, no. And I said, do any of your friends have Borderlands? And she went, the second one, yeah. And I said, get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I'm not kidding. This happened, and I was thinking, I was like, should I have told her to get Destiny? And I thought about it. I went, no. Borderlands 2 has
you gave her the right advice.
Well, that's
Yeah, it
correct.
has-
You made the correct choice. She has no friends
Okay,
to play
good.
Destiny with. She's not going to enjoy it. It's just
Nope.
that simple.
Yeah. It's kind of weird
Yeah, and I
because,
thought
like,
she'd have more fun anyway.
I've heard the argument that Destiny has better shooting, and I'm like, well, that's a very difficult thing to say because it may have better shooting on a very surface level, but Borderlands has way more going on as far as stats.
Yeah.
Like, the shooting may not feel as good on a very basic level, but there's a lot more going on as far as, well, this does 15% corrosive damage and 5% fire damage, and Destiny doesn't have that. It's
like
one
the guns
attribute
you
per
have.
gun.
Like the guns you have may affect like your fire rate. And
Yeah,
how
like
stable
Destiny
it
does
is.
not
It's
have,
a
like,
shooter, but it's an RPG-ass RPG as well.
Yeah, whereas Destiny
Yeah.
is like, it's just a shooter. Like, to my understanding, there's no fire rate differences, there's barely any magazine differences, there's no... Which is the thing for me for Borderlands, it's like, I don't think the shooting's great, but I just love picking up a gun and be like, how does this fire? Like, how weird is it to try to fire this gun?
Yeah, like they'll have in Destiny.
Fucking auto sniper rifles and shit, like, crazy.
I was gonna say in Destiny, what they'll have is from the beta and also from a Let's Play I watched on Rooster Teeth. From what I can tell, is the beta had this and they barely changed this. It depends what gun type you get, like an SMG, an assault rifle, a sniper rifle, stuff like that. Those kinds of guns will be different from each other. But if you get an assault rifle from, like if you have an assault rifle and then you pick up a different assault rifle, it might have better damage, and that'll be it. It'll have the same magazine.
Yeah, like, that's
size,
the only
it'll have
stat
the same...
I ever saw. Is just,
Yeah,
like, damage
yeah,
on
was
100 spaces.
Yeah, was the damage. Like, oh wow, when I shoot this person, it does 12 damage, and then you pick up a new gun.
Yeah.
This one does 21.
So, like, graphics and performance and everything aside, when I look at this game and I think about, like, considering the time I've spent with it, all this shit I've read, when I look at it and think about what would be my motivation for playing this, am I going to play it because it's fun or whatever, and basically, because I've already come to the conclusion, I'm not playing this for the plot, because I've still yet to give a shit about the world.
You gotta wait for the novelization to come out from that one guy who's just sitting there crying, like, I can't believe I wrote the Destiny book.
But, like,
from the dialogue...
Yeah, it does...
I'll get into the story. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Come on.
Well, but I was just saying, like, I kind of seem like for now I don't have much of a reason to give a shit about the story, and there hasn't really been any characters to kind of pull me in or nothing. I haven't heard anything about that.
No, any character names in this game. Like, there's no, like, individuals. It's just the groups.
I feel like...
It's the Hive and the Fallen, are my understanding. I don't know which is which, or what they do.
But I feel like if I play this...
Dark.
I feel like if I play this game and I invest any amount of time into it for any reason, it's mostly for the fact of min-maxing my character. That's it. Like, I want to get the best stuff, and I want to see...
Oh my god, it's actually worse than Kingdom Hearts. Like, I kept making the joke that as Kingdom Hearts, it's actually worse than that. At least Kingdom Hearts defines what fuck light and darkness is.
Well, yeah, like, Kingdom Hearts, like, I kind of give a shit about the story and everything going on there.
I know
That's
who
the
the people are, roughly why they're doing what they're doing. I have no idea who the fuck anyone is in Destiny and why they do what they do.
So, like, legitimate question, though, like, I don't think many of us have played it, but I don't think again, like, legit question, are there legitimate characters in that game, or is it all just general people?
It's Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that's the only guy I know.
The thing is, like, even that one is just called Your Ghost. It's not individual, it's a thing.
I'm a ghost.
Like, I don't know if
Actually,
anybody whose name
ghost.
is, like, Rax Zarban or something like that. Like, there's no like, dude that you talk to.
Yeah, no, there are no characters. There are characters who have no names, but are established.
There are titles, but no characters.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, if there are, please tell me in the comments if there are, like, legitimate people, because I would like to know. But from all I've seen of all the gameplay I've seen, it's always, like, the Seeker, the Teller, the Fallen.
Yeah.
There's no, like, individuals.
The Traveler.
Yeah.
I'm the repairman. I repair your guns. And then I'm your ghost. And then it's like player.
Yeah.
I was watching.
If you want to talk about one thing Borderlands does better, is
started.
I can tell you about Scooter and Borderlands and shit like that. I can tell you about Claptrap.
Yeah.
I was watching a Destiny stream before we started, and they referred to the Traveler as Good Death Star.
So who's the Traveler? Is that your character?
That's the giant moon.
No,
in the city.
There's a giant moon? I don't remember.
It's not a moon, but it's just this big fucking dumb orb thing that hangs over the city. Yeah, it's the shit you see like on like all the covers and a big white fucking thing.
It's the thing with the
and
logo
the speaker speaks for the Traveler, and that's it's his only role was to speak for the Traveler.
Wait, am I playing the Dark Brotherhood quest?
And you're a guardian. who's
love
protecting the traveler for reasons.
This reminds me
love
so
the-
much of the Dark Mother quest in Elder Scrolls, where it's like, I'm the listener, and I listen
love
for the
the-
Dark Mother.
I love the fact that everyone's been referring to the ghost as Dinklebot. That's fucking amazing. Like
That's all he is.
they call it
Makes
Dinklebot.
sense.
Like I'm like, yeah, that is what it is. He sounds so bored. That's another thing that
I mean, to be
Borderlands 2
fair,
has.
it
is
was a
voice
lot worse in
acting.
the beta.
Yeah, it was. That wizard came from the moon or something.
Well, it's before he didn't have any sort of auditory like effects on him, so it was just him speaking
Yeah,
to a
but before he
microphone.
had the filter. But bad news. I'm still in the booth. Like it's fucking. He just.
That game is weird.
I know he's
That
supposed to
game's
play
like
an AI,
existence
but
is weird.
holy hell. Oh look, a door. Like I swear to God, one of the lines he says it like, "Oh look, a door. I think I can
it's
hack
just-
it." I'm like, okay.
I mean, even if you like say that he's just an AI, so I give it kind of a pass. It's like look at GLaDOS, look at Crabtrap. They're both artificial intelligence.
Look at
And they're-
Cortana. That was
Like
done by
Cortana is
Bungie,
a great example of AI.
and she's done by Bungie.
The same people made
Yeah.
Cortana one of the most recognizable AIs in video
I-
games.
My God, I do know how to pick him. I'm like, she enunciated this guy.
I should go play Halo 4.
You know what? Just give me my check. I have to go back to Game of Thrones. At least I acted that. Like, okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to shit on Destiny. Like, if you like it, again, I'll say more power to you, man.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you enjoyed this game, and please tell me what you do like about it, because I'd be interested in hearing it. It's just I don't see anything personally beyond I have to play it because it's a shooter. Like, I don't see any reason I want to.
The only thing I like yeah, if you wanted to talk about shit about Destiny I actually care about, and it's not really so much the game, but I'm waiting to see when Paul McCartney releases that single, because he orchestrated like the theme for this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And great,
that
like,
cost
Paul
money.
McCartney is still alive.
yeah.
I keep thinking
like
he's dead. I swear.
no.
He's
Him and
old,
Ringo are the
right?
two that are left.
Okay.
That's
How old are they at this point, though? Like 70 something?
Very.
maybe.
Probably as old as Elton John, if not older.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean,
Jeez.
It's Sir Elton John.
Also, that game has a weird thing with the music, where it's like part of it was composed originally, part of it's by the guy who did Halo, and then Paul McCartney has some part in it.
Paul
weird.
McCartney he composed the theme, and
Okay.
he worked with an orchestra on it, so like he wrote the shit and
So do we know? I'm guessing we have to know what tracks the guy who did the Halo music worked on, because he did like a few.
I don't know.
I gotta say,
Somebody's
yeah.
probably got it written down.
But the thing with the characters, yeah, no people. Borderlands 2, I can't speak. Borderlands 2, it had characters. Even you were a character.
Yeah.
And and it was filled with characters, and they all had names and roles. And this game has only roles. There are no like characters. There's no names. There's no backstories. And there's no names for even the people you're fighting. It's just they're the darkness. They're evil. You're the light.
Even in
You're
Borderlands, all the play characters have names and faces.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
And not much, but the player characters do have personalities about them.
Yeah. And yeah, like
I
you
don't know,
could
it's
kind of
just
get
bizarre.
you could get a backstory on them. It's also Borderlands 2 had a better atmosphere, had a better style, had better loot, obviously better writing, a better story. The story was well developed and original. This one's like you're good, they're bad.
So I guess the question I have to ask though is like, do you think that Bungie just like didn't know what to do with a new IP, or just didn't know what they were doing with this huge world?
I think
Like, how much is
Yes.
it if it's just pure incompetence, like just they could not do better, versus they didn't care? Because I feel like part of it is just like we tried and we
I
just
don't
did not
think
fucking know what to
Bungie
do.
would. I don't think Bungie's incompetent. I think it's just a thing that they just didn't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the big thing was that they were more worried about how do we make an MMO first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And their big thing was like, obviously there's some ideas from Borderlands ripped from it here and there, and then because I think that was the really big thing about this, was making this multiplayer work and coming up with all the different like weapons and loot and bullshit that you collect for your player character, and like the story and the lore probably came last. Like they were like, let's make this a multiplayer game and try to make it to where you've got all these different locations and bullshit that you can go and do, and then it's like, so what's the thematic reason for justifying all this? Like, I don't know.
You're a traveler.
No, the Traveler is the thing that saved the world.
Fucking hell.
You're a guardian.
Yeah, you're a guardian.
And you fight the darkness.
And your ghost Peter Dinklage hangs around with you, and
Yeah, Dinklebot.
I'm gonna fight the darkness with my keyblade.
At some point, we're gonna have to get off this because it's just gonna be us.
yeah,
shooting
because
on
I
Destiny
really
for
don't want to
3
talk
hours.
about it anymore.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
we're
It's gonna
done.
be
I just feel
frantic.
bad because it's like I'm sure some people like that, and it's just like
Well,
from
no,
the
we're not making
outside, I just
fun of it.
cannot see this game. being
I mean,
that
if I sat down with it and started playing it, you know, I'd probably find more to like about it. It's just
yeah,
that
this is definitely from the perspective of people who have not played the game, aside from Brandon. And
Yeah.
he's like played the beta.
I
don't know.
played
I
around
don't
with the
know.
beta for like a half hour.
If and when I do pick it up, we will have another lengthy discussion where you guys can ask me about it, because
Probably.
I will probably be the first person to pick it up, judging by all our talks about it.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the game looks terrible. Actually, after watching the Let's Play, I thought I kind of want to get it. It's just I'm gonna wait for a
Yeah,
while.
it's
Yeah, either PC version or when I get a PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys ready to get to the main part thing?
sure.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. I can never keep track of who does what. Chris, tell me about
Hi.
things.
So remember, so last week, you know, I was talking about Serious Sam,
Right.
and I wanted to play around with Serious Sam 3.
Right.
Here's the thing, though, I'm not playing that on 360 because it runs like shit.
I was gonna ask you why.
So, like that Serious Sam collection, like HD, first encounter, second encounter, those run perfectly fine. It is great, smooth. When you do like auto saving and stuff, it's really snappy and it's really quick. I can't say that about Serious Sam 3 because oh god. So the textures don't really pop as they just kind of bleed in because everything looks muddy as shit for like the first 20 seconds or so until the textures finally decide to fade in. And I'm like, oh my god.
The textures pop.
No, they don't pop at all.
Text
Popping
bleed.
means they instantly come in. That's not the case
So
here.
wait, are
Far
you talking
from it.
about more of like the fade in that Unreal does, where they start out really muddy and they kind of like smooth in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps doing that.
Oh, that's the worst.
And the other thing I mean, when you're playing the game, it moves at 30 frames a second, whatever. The thing that killed it for me was when the game does its auto saving, which it does like once every 5 minutes. When it auto saved, the game just stops for like a few seconds, and you're just sitting there.
It's just like saving in the middle of the screen.
Yep.
Oh
And-
god,
And it's like everything stops. The music and everything just stops. And
that's bad.
then you could play again once it's done autosaving. It does that all the time. It takes forever to do an autosave, and I'm like, oh, I want to turn the autosaves off. Just, oh my god. Yeah, so after that, I decided, let me load this up on the PC, because I don't remember it running this poorly. And keep in mind, my PC is like 5 years old, and it runs pretty good. Because when it does autosaves on the PC, boom, snap of a finger, it doesn't stop you. You just keep going. I'm like, good, now I can play this like a fucking Serious Sam game. The things I kind of have some hang-ups with Serious Sam 3. Because I like Serious Sam versus Second Encounter because it's really fast, it's really crazy and ridiculous, and it's nostalgic. It's just you and shooting everything that gets between you and point B. That's basically it.
Yes.
There's no fucking puzzles. I mean, eventually, you know, occasionally there's a switch you'll step on, but for the most part, just shoot everything. That's how you solve the answer to every problem. Serious Sam 3, there's... Okay, for first and second encounter, you got 2 buttons. You get the right trigger to shoot, and the left trigger jumps. And then you got your sticks. That's it. If you're playing this on... I kind of like that, actually. Because jumping with the left trigger, you never have to take your right thumb off the stick.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that better. Serious Sam 3, they actually threw in a thing, because like every shooter after Call of Duty, hold down left trigger, you can aim down the sights, but why the fuck would you? Because in most games, when you have that mechanic of aiming down the sights, it zooms in quite a bit to where you're actually seeing, things that are far away closer, right?
Sure.
This game doesn't do that. When you aim down the sights in Serious Sam 3, all it does is it brings up the gun to the center where the crosshair is. That's it. It doesn't zoom in the view or anything. It's just it just moves. I'm like,
are you saying in sort of a way where it decreases the FOV and the gun pulls closer to the middle of the screen?
It doesn't even. Yeah, basically, because now it's like your arm and the gun is.
I can't remember what it was. Or are you talking about where the gun pulls directly under you, like you're playing Doom or something? It's the kind of thing where it's aimed down sights, but the crosshair's still there, and you're technically looking over the gun.
No. The crosshair goes away, and it actually is the same point of view like you would see in Call of Duty, right? You actually are looking down the sights.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like everything else outside of that view moves in closer at all. You're not really, because in Call of Duty,
there's no zoom. It's just you're looking down sights.
Yeah. That's it.
That's
and
so weird.
Because you do in a Call of Duty game, you get a better perspective on what you're shooting at that way. That's not the case here. Aiming down the sights is just the same as shooting from the hip. So why the fuck is it there?
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. So this trigger's useless. And other than that, there's the whole thing of now I have to reload. Reloading was never an issue in the previous Serious Sam games. Even with guns that had clips, you never reloaded. It was just, here's your ammo count, and if you ran that out, then you just don't use those guns for a while. It's even with shotguns. Shotguns, if they reloaded for any reason, it's because of the intended animation. When you find the double barrel shotgun, he actually reloads after each shot because that's how it works. Right. But the single barrel pump action, it's just fire, pumps it, keeps firing. That's it. There's no reload on that. In Serious Sam 3, you have to reload.
Okay.
So to me, it's just I know those are probably minor gripes, and I'm sure that's still a decent game because Serious Sam 3 still has a good idea of throwing a lot of shit at you, and that's great. But it's just that thing of I kind of liked it when it was dumbed down in the first couple of games, because the idea of just shooting maniacally and everything, I liked that. I was like, fucking Serious Sam, I don't need to fucking reload, or look down the sights. Why would I look down the sights? Everything's running right at me.
You have to imagine someone on the team was like, are we really doing this? Really?
It just seems like they wanted to conform to stuff that's done in every shooter today, which I really don't think it had to do. And I'm not saying that's going to stop me from playing it, but it is what it is. Although, Sam still makes some corny jokes here and there. I mean, it's
you bet I do.
Yeah, it's probably not as funny as the first two games, but it's probably better than Serious Sam 2, the game that they didn't include on that disc.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I might play it to completion, I might not. But when I was playing it on the 360, I was like, yeah, this autosaving bullshit is pissing me off. I'm gonna go back and play Serious Sam the original, and then it was fun.
And then I was happy again.
Yeah, I was. God. Yeah, there's just something nostalgic about that first game. I just love the shit out of.
It's a classic game. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
I mean, and that's really the only thing I unfortunately have had time to actually play. But aside from that, for some reason, as I mentioned earlier, I kind of want to find a copy of Fist of the North Star Ken's Rage and play that, because it's I've got this thing of I want to play a Dynasty Warriors game, but I don't want to play a Dynasty Warriors game.
That's funny, because I thought when I first saw that game, that was the exact same thought I had. I was I really just want to play a game where I just wreck shit, but I don't want to play Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah. It's
and it's kind of I'm playing Diablo now, which is kind of like that, but it's it's even more funny if I'm just gonna take out the RPG elements. I just want to slaughter shit.
Yeah.
By just mashing buttons.
I mean, I don't think Hyrule Warriors is a bad idea. I play that on Wii U. I'd get a Wii U for that.
I will probably own a Wii U by the time that comes out, and I will probably enjoy the shit out of that game, just because it's Dynasty Warriors, but I don't have to deal with the Yellow Turban Rebellion.
Yeah, it's great.
It just
no one will play as
bullshit.
And no one will play as Fee.
God.
He sucks.
I'm trying to remember, what's the dude in fucking Dynasty Warriors that everyone always plays? I don't remember. I don't know.
No.
Fucking Dynasty Warriors.
The only thing more stupid than Dynasty Warriors is oh shit. I can't remember what it was called. It was basically like Capcom tried to make one of these things here.
Orochi Warriors?
Do what?
Orochi Warriors?
Did they try to call it like Devil Warriors or something? Like,
Oh god, I don't know. I can't remember if Orochi's part of the main series or not.
I have to look this up now.
I remember I played Dynasty Warriors Gundam, and I was like, this is kind of getting where I want it to be, because I actually like Gundam. And I was like, hey, it's the character from Gundam Seed and Gundam Wing and all that. I was like, yeah, that's
Fuck.
cool. It's the guy from
It was a really dumb, really weird, like, it had that Capcom level of over-the-top bullshit from stuff you'd see in, like, Devil May Cry,
And this
but
is
it was
like an older
Dynasty
game, right?
Warriors. Yeah, because
Okay.
the first one was on PS2. And I think later entries in this same series of, like, subgenre Dynasty Warriors games was called Sengoku Basara.
Sure.
Damn.
Hey, like, Capcom Dynasty Warriors didn't pull anything up?
No, I'm probably still gonna look this up. But yeah, but I figure if I want an alternative to Dynasty Warriors, but I want something like it, I figured I'll try this Ken's Rage game because Jim Sterling really liked it. Granted, he really likes Dynasty Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah,
He's not the best
but,
person for that.
And I've heard Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 was actually kind of good, so if I get the chance, maybe I'll check those out. But
It's a really weird thing where it's kind of like you're still getting the same soda, but you're adding like a cherry blast. You're like, yeah, it's better, you know, it's the same thing, but it's a little bit better to the taste.
it's like I want something like a Mountain Dew, but I don't want to drink Mountain Dew. Oh, hey, Mellow Yellow, that's okay.
That's kind
Sun
of
that
drop,
was disgusting. Just saying that.
that's kind of how I feel about like Dynasty Warriors Gundam, where it's like it's still Dynasty Warriors, but I fucking love Gundam to death, so it's kind of like that's
Yeah.
enough to make me play it.
Although, granted, like, Gundam I really still only give a shit about because of the robot designs.
Yeah,
I still
no,
could-
Gundam's a shit for that.
I still couldn't tell you anything about the story and the characters. And by the way, I looked it up. Devil Kings was the name of the game I was
Okay.
thinking about.
Ah.
Yeah, Gundam's weird for me, because like I grew up with the models, even though I had no fucking idea where they came from. So I just had like the models for them. The first
Yeah,
Gundam I ever watched start to finish was Gundam 00, the newest one at the time. That shit got weird, man. It's
Mm.
like aliens and the moon and people getting petrified, and the whole like
God.
major group was like, we're gonna end all wars by slaughtering everyone on both sides. That's how we're gonna end every war. They just
Well-
literally just killed everyone.
Yeah, Mobile Fighter G Gundam was probably the one that I gave a shit about.
Is
And
that the first one? First movie?
no, that one, I think that was like the third anime series that aired on Cartoon Network.
Oh wait, G Gundam you said, right?
Yeah, G
yeah,
Gundam.
yeah.
Shining Finger.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, is that what they called it in America? Because I think G Gundam's the Japanese name, and they called it, or unless Burning Gundam was just what we unofficially called it.
They still called it Mobile Fighter G Gundam, even though they probably wouldn't say what the G stood for.
Yeah, because I think as far as the American version is concerned, they always just called it Burning Gundam, even though I think it's called G Gundam in Japan.
Yeah, because it was short for God Gundam, and
Makes
the
sense. He had like the weird like, what does that come from? Is that a Buddhist or a Hindu thing? Where it's like the Arc of Light behind him.
yeah,
the
yeah,
Ring of
yeah,
Light.
yeah.
I don't know where that comes
Yeah.
from.
Totally, he totally, yeah, because he
that's a
totally
Hindu
has
thing.
that, and I had that toy because they sold
Fuck
like
yeah, you did.
yeah, because they sold like the American toys. I don't have it anymore, but I had that toy and it had that whole Arc of Light thing, and I was like, what the fuck is this for? And
Yeah.
then I saw an anime. I was like, oh, okay. And then like the whole like, I don't know what they called it. It was just the big evilest of evil Gundams, and like in
Oh, I
Japan they
can't
just
remember.
called it the Devil Gundam.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, I was so into building Gundam models for a while. I remember when two of us friends, because Liam was talking about how he eventually got to the expert level stuff, and I remember getting
Uh-huh.
one of those for Christmas, and it killed me on building those because it destroyed me.
Yeah, I
That
got.
shit was like, you need a special tool to take these apart, you need to have glue and rubber, you need to have like rubber pieces to stick them
I
together.
had practically a set of like 7 different figures of like the basic models because I had like Gundam Wing, I can remember the names of those because the robots, like I said, were the things I gave a shit about. I had Gundam Wing, I had Sandrock, I had Heavy Arms, shit. The Reaper one that Duo had, and whatever the Chinese dragon one was.
Yeah, I had all of those, all the ones from Wing. I had every one.
I also had the Tall Geese, which was so fucking weird because it's like, yeah, this thing's old and kind of clunky, but it's the fastest thing ever. Unfortunately, it's so fast it kills whoever pilots it.
Is that from Wing?
Yeah, that was Gundam
Shit,
Wing.
I gotta go
Tall
watch
Geese. And then I also had a model of the Epion, which was weird as shit.
We're gonna have to wrap up this part, but I was gonna say, just real quick, you ever get into Zoids at all? Or was that, like, past your point?
I have some of those.
I only say so because a friend of mine recently got back into building models, and
I
he
saw
fucking
those
made me
cartoons.
lose my shit when he was like, hey, remember, what was it? Chaotic Century Zero, the one with the different colored Ligers, and there was a girl, I think her name was, like, Leela or something like that, and she had a, shit, it was something Raptor, and it was, like, fitted with, like, 1,000,000 different guns, and that was the whole thing. It was a sniper something. And the tail's a sniper, and she had like 1,000,000 guns on it. He's like, I built the whole thing. It cost me like $100.
Oh my god.
And I was like, that sounds so great.
I have 4 of those models. I actually do have Liger Zero.
Yeah.
I have a yellow one that's just called Saber Fang. And then I have a blue one called, I think, Shield Liger. I don't remember what it's called exactly.
That's the blue one.
Yeah, and then I have a black one, which is really weird. And it had, like, fucking hydraulic pumps on it, and it's called Energy Liger.
That one I'm not familiar. That might be from Fusers or something like
It might be, because it's really fucking weird looking. I will tweet you some pictures.
Yeah. But yeah, with Liger, like, Shield Liger, that's from, shit, they're both Century.
It's a blue one.
Well, I know, but there's, like, the anime series are called something Century something. One's Chaotic Century Zero, and the other is, like, New Century or something like that.
Well, the Liger Zero that I have, like, it was just, the show is just straight up, like, the Liger Zero I have and the Saber Fang, they were both just straight up Zoids, and, like, the anime was on Cartoon Network at the
Oh,
time.
I remember Zoids. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was forever and a half ago.
Yep, that was a long time ago. I don't know. That's basically all I can really talk about. So
Sniper. Oh, that's what it
Sam's
was.
just looking at
No, I was
Zoids.
trying to remember what the thing was called that a friend of mine built. It's from shit. It pulled it up when I had it. Zoid's Gun Sniper Lena Special from Chaotic Century Zero, which is the one where it's a tournament and they have like the dickish robots and it was all like regulatory stuff. Like it wasn't like a fantasy thing. But her thing is that she has a sniper wolf, which is supposed to be a really fast, long-range thing, and she just put, like, 16 miniguns on it, and ruined the entire point of the Gundam. Like, that was her thing. Oh, man, fucking Zoids. I could just build Zoids forever.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on eventually. Start a new
Yeah.
Zoids podcast. We'll add to the list. I feel like at some point me and Chris have a podcast we just talk about, like, weird shit from the 90s. We tell you
I'm
about
cool with
fucking
that.
Zoids.
So we're not boring the shit out of Brandon.
Your Brandon's you're like, God damn it.
We're even talking about anime, you fucker. Where are you on this?
I don't watch a whole lot of anime, you know that, right?
Could have fooled me.
I watch a lot of anime.
I play a lot of anime-based games, but I don't actually watch much anime on my own.
Fine, we'll talk about Dark Cloud then, and we'll
Talk about the new one.
go from there.
I've heard there's a new Dark Cloud, but I don't know much about that actual story, so I would be actually thrilled to be enlightened by that.
I will admit, if there's a new Dark Cloud coming, I want to know about that shit.
So do I. That was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get on that. I'll make my own news website. Alright, so we're gonna have to move on. Anything else you did, Chris?
Nope.
Great. Just want to talk about swords forever now. Okay.
I mean, we could talk about Zoids, but there's not much to talk about, because I think we've already talked
Dude,
about
I
that
just
before.
just want to gush over the Zoids anime for a while and then talk about Fusers fucking
I
sucked.
think we talked about that before, actually.
I don't know if we have. I've talked about this with a friend of mine that we'll have to bring on this cast
I
eventually.
honestly don't know anything about the anime. Like I said, I gave a shit about the robot designs, and that was it.
Yeah.
There were 2 anime, and they were both radically different from each other.
Yeah, well, one's Chaotic Century Zero, and one's New Century, I think it's called. One's
I
a
don't-
fantasy series where the guy picks up the girl, he has a shield liger, and it's all like Gundam style, where it's like there's an evil kingdom that we have to defeat, and the shield liger eventually becomes a blade liger. And then Chaotic Century Zero is the one where it's all a tournament, and he has a white Liger that can turn into a blue one, which is called Striker. And then he has Jaeger, and a green one, an orange one, all kinds of shit. I can't remember which one's which. I think Jaeger is the orange one that I had, which was
I don't
sick.
think it matters.
I think it's very important. Okay. Let's see. Brandon, let's do you, just in case you do have to leave at some point.
Okay, so I haven't actually been doing a whole lot this week because college has been keeping me super busy.
Doesn't mean you won't talk for an hour anyway.
Like, for example, yesterday I spent like all day just doing college homework.
Ugh.
So unless I can regale you about stories about linear algebra if you want to.
Did you say linear or bilinear algebra?
Linear algebra.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
What's a linear algebra? Is that what's
Matrices.
the other? Is there another? I don't know. What's algebra? Let's start from step one. What is math? Math was that thing I failed in high school. That's all I know.
But yeah, aside from college shit and work shit, I have played more Project Crosszone, and I'm getting less and less
I was gonna say,
excited
did you
by
beat
this
that yet?
game.
You fucking done? Jeez.
I'm getting less and less interested in this game as I go on, quite frankly.
And you're probably only half.
Because like it's the same shit over and over. The missions like rarely change. They are all some form of kill everything in the room and then your mission's over. Like you'll have an objective at first to do X, but then once the objective's finished, the rest of the objective will be to kill everything. And it's actually getting really, really annoying because in the beginning, the objective there will always be like this one boss character. If you kill them, the mission's over. But they stopped doing that, and so they have like 4 or 5 boss characters in one area. It's like this is getting so old so quickly.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it gets redundant.
Yeah, it's because it doesn't ever really change. It's the same place. It's the same gameplay. And sometimes even the same locales over and over again. But it's
Isn't that what happened in Dragon Age 2?
The crossover appeal just doesn't really do it after a while. Like it was novel at first, but it's getting really old.
Like I kind of wonder like how many of those franchises you're even familiar with. Like
I'm familiar with most of them, surprisingly enough.
Like has there been anybody you've run into that you didn't recognize?
Quite a few. Like there are a few that I know, but there are a few I had no idea who they were.
Describe one.
Like the guys that I learned later were from God Eater. Someone, I think her name is Alyssa.
Wait, God Eater, the video game?
Yes.
That's a hell of a pull. Wait, is that something Capcom did? Did they publish that?
I don't know.
Project Crosszone is a game that was made by Capcom, Namco, and Sega.
Oh, that's why.
So it's got to be one of those 3.
Because I remember, like, God Eater, like, I remember that came out, and I was like, that looks cool, and then I checked out the manga that they did, and it was not great.
And there are a couple of characters that one is a Texas samurai, and the other one is I guess an actor who's also like religious. I don't really know who they are. I think the Texas cowgirl's name is Gemini, who's also a samurai. I don't know where she's from. I have no idea.
Samurai?
Yeah, the Texas samurai.
That sounds so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where they're from. But yeah, one of the things I've noticed about this game, and it's actually starting to really weird me out, is that every special attack that involves a female character with their breasts exposed, there is a animation where they show them in like their anime and like full anime, and every single one of them with the boobs exposed, their boobs jiggle. Every single one without fail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on.
Why I hate anime.
Even Cosmos, who is an android, gets gets boob jiggles.
If you were gonna build an android and put boobs on it, you'd want them to jiggle appropriately.
You know, the lead designer of Cosmos is a woman.
Like I said, if you're gonna build an android and put boobs on it, you'd want them to jiggle appropriately.
I mean, you gotta have some screws loose, that way they can go up and down. Then you gotta have like little trackballs, allow them to go left and right, full 360-degree motion.
Cosmos' lead designer is a woman, so what? Maybe she's into that. You don't know.
Maybe
She's
is
in
the
love with
boob
a guy
jiggle.
named Kevin.
You don't know
What?
her.
Well,
She's in love with a guy named Kevin.
Maybe he wants Kevin's
So?
boobs to jiggle. You don't know.
That doesn't mean shit.
it's like it feels really weird that an android has jiggle physics in their breasts.
Yeah,
Hey,
why
hey,
not?
Brandon, let me tell you, as a man who has watched a lot of anime, I've seen a lot of that, and it's not surprising anymore.
It doesn't
Not
make
really.
sense.
I've seen fucking animals with boob jiggles that shouldn't even have boobs in the first place. I've seen androids. I've probably seen a rock with boobs in anime at some point, and I just didn't recognize it.
I did, and I was in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Well, there you go. It's already happened. Not even anime did it. It wasn't even anime that did it.
But
Nope.
yeah, honestly, like Project Crossstone is like might be novel at first, but it's getting really old for me, and I'm really at this point I'm playing it just so I can just for the sake of playing through it.
Yeah, I don't remember which one I played, because there was one of those games that I touched that was very much like that. And I remember, like, playing an hour, and I was like, I am so done.
But like aside from that, my biggest free time sink has been Digital Saga 1 again.
Hmm.
I'm about
And I'm more,
halfway through that
yeah,
game.
I'm more interested to hear what you think about that. So,
Judging by my character level, I'm about halfway through the game, and I'm actually like really having fun with it. Like,
if I remember correctly, I don't mean to cut you off, but I remember correctly, I think this is a game where once you've beaten that, you can actually carry over your level and everything into the second one.
That would be sweet.
I don't
if
know if
I'm
you can
not-
carry your level over, but I know if you master enough mantra, you gain a permanent stat boost in the next game with the characters that were in the first game.
I have to look this up.
Like if you
Because-
master a lot of mantra, you can get like +5 in all your stats at the start of the game.
Yeah,
and
because
that's
I want to.
in an SMT game, that's actually a really big deal.
Yeah, because I want to say there was some kind of thing of like if you beat the game, you'd have something that would carry over to the next one.
Yeah, you do get
Because-
some things that carry over. Like if you beat a lot of the bonus bosses, you get bonus accessories at the start of the game as well. And there's
'Cause I
even
want
a
to say.
character that can only be unlocked by playing the first game.
Yeah, because I want to say that Atlas was. They were already really planning to do these games because they came out not too long after each other.
Yeah,
So,
and but the game itself is really interesting. It's like I said in the first time we talked about this, the characters, unlike in other SMT games, you don't gain new demons. The same characters have the same demon forms throughout the entire game. You just teach them new skills as they by learning mantra and by devouring enemies.
right.
I'm actually having a lot of fun with that because it's kind of like in all SMT games they have some form of where if you exploit the enemy's weakness, you get an advantage in battle. And in this game, if you exploit any weakness, there's a chance the enemy will get frightened, and if you do, hunt skills, which are the skills that devour enemies, get like triple damage.
Also, you are absolutely right on the whole stat thing. Like I went to GameFAQs, and which they get some good question and answer stuff on there. And according to this, importing DDS1 data nets you stat bonuses based on what certain characters, or what mantras certain characters have completed, typically the high-level ones. Extra money based on how much money you had, over 1 million Maka doubles your initial cash. What extra rings you get based on the optional bosses you killed, as well as the ability to choose hard mode right off the bat.
And let me say I forgot what I was going to say actually.
Sorry.
Oh wait, I remember. I said that the only reason I knew that is because I actually looked it up on GameFAQs a couple of days ago, just out of curiosity.
Oh, then this was useless.
Yeah.
You know what's great? That GameFAQs still exists. Because I fucking remember that game, like, when I was, like... Or that website when I was, like, 12, looking up cheat codes.
Yeah.
That's, like, continues
That
to
game
exist.
is
I knew this website back when it was called Sega Sages.
Wow. So they were, like,
Yeah.
beginning of internet kind of thing. Well, not... Would that be beginning of internet? I don't know when Sega came out.
94. Like, this was...
probably around that time. Yes, actually.
Because for a while, they called themselves Sega Sages because they only had, like, stuff based on, like, Genesis and Master System games, and then eventually they just started putting other shit from, like, Super Nintendo or whatever, and then called it, I think eventually it got bought, and then it was called GameFAQs.
I also want to say they're, like, the only site I know of that still does, what is it? ACII or... whatever, like text-based walkthroughs as opposed to like hyperlinked. Yeah. Because I remember when fucking, what was it, Wiki Cheats came out, which is a game trailers thing, and they were like, hey guys, we have hyperlinked walkthroughs, and at the time I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
I can actually click on the contents and don't have to like It'll be like 4B is the part I'm looking for.
Yep.
God.
Whereas, like, if you want to skip the stuff right away, you got to hit Control F and find that shit.
Yep.
Like,
Still does it today.
yep.
It's time tested.
But going back to Devil Saga, the story so far, I could not do it justice by explaining it in on the cast. There's so much to it that there's no hope of me ever being able to explain
Yeah.
this.
So it's the anti-Destiny.
Yes, there are actual characters. They have names and shit, and they have motivations.
Step 1, are there individuals in this game? Yes, you better than Destiny. Congratulations.
And I will say that visually the game holds up very well despite being a PS2 era game.
Does it have a similar art style to Persona and all that, where it's like slightly cartoonish?
Yeah, it has the Atlas art style. You know the Atlas art style when you see it. It's very
That's true.
distinct.
Atlas is the art style.
Yeah, because I would say this looks more like Persona 1 and 2 as it is compared to like 3 or 4.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a fair comparison.
Because 3 or 4, I think, with those games, I think Persona 3 and 4 went more towards anime. I mean, they still have like some kind of a signature look to them, but when you look at the first 2 Persona games, or if you look at Digital Devil Saga or Nocturne, like they have like very pronounced lips, and the faces look kind of similar. There's just something about it that like it differs from what Persona 3 and 4 look like.
Yeah,
well,
although there are
tried to go
definitely
for
elements
realistic
between
faces.
all of them that you can see in common. Like Atlas has very distinctive eyes. Is the best way to saying it. Like their eyes are very, very unique to Atlas.
Yeah,
They're
I will
windows
agree
to
with
the
that.
soul, you know. That's what I've heard anyway.
But so far I'm really enjoying the game, and I can only tell I'm about halfway through by the character level. Usually in an Atlas game, you're on level 70 or at the end of the game, and I'm at level like 42.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see what happens when you finish this, because
I can't wait for the 10-hour dungeon at the end.
Oh, it probably will take some more time because again, college is keeping me stupid busy lately.
yeah, I hear you on that one.
Yeah, and oh my god, my week has been like so busy. I have not been able to rest properly for a while now.
I know how that is.
Resting is for the weak.
Plus, I came down with something the other day, and I'm not sure what. It is. I've been periodically muting my light so I can blow my nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if it's allergy or something, but for the past few days, I've had the dire need to sneeze like every waking moment.
I have a box of tissues and a vial of petroleum jelly right next to my table right now, so I can rub my nose with it.
Brandon, I don't know you. With petroleum jelly?
Yeah, it helps keep it moist, so you don't always crack skin.
Oh god,
That's
that reminds me
probably
of
the best
kind of a
use of
bad
petroleum
story.
I've heard of. Yeah, sure. Bad story. What?
Go
Yes.
ahead, Chris. You can't just say it reminds you of a bad story and then not explain what
You
the bad
can't not
story
tell
is.
the story.
Jesus
What kind of
Christ.
podcast
So-
do you think this is?
So like, have you ever heard this of like the reasons dogs have such a good sense of smell is because their noses are always wet, right?
Sure.
So like, if you wet your nose, you can smell better.
Is that like true facts?
It's kind of a principle, and apparently a guy I work with had this happen to him, where like he, because we have like cups of water and stuff out on the floor, and like he took a drink and his nose got wet, but this like backfired on him. He wasn't trying to do it. Like his nose got wet because he took a drink of water, and it backfired on him horribly because we got this one guy that works next to us who just fucking smells, and yeah, he got like a good. Like, despite the distance he kept from him, his nose was wet, and it, like, reinforced that guy's stench when he smelled him. It was,
I like the idea there's someone at your work smells so bad that they just know to stand apart from him.
yeah,
That's not the kind of thing.
it doesn't help we don't like him either, so...
That's terrible.
Oh, smell.
Yeah.
No, he's a smelly asshole.
He just says stupid shit, like...
Is he just obnoxious or just a dumbass?
Okay, I'll lay it out for you. He
Please
can
do.
he can be obnoxious, especially
But-
because of, like, he has a sense of humor that, like, fucking with people is always a good idea, and
Never a
Like-
good idea.
some of the girls that have worked with him that I know, like, part of the job is like, handing shit to people, and like he'll do that thing, like he was doing it way too much of like pretending to hand it to somebody and then pulling it back, and this girl
You
that was
only
working
get
with him,
one time with that. One time and that's it.
yeah, he was doing that like all
What?
the time though, and this girl was working with him, and she was like, you're just asking to hit today, are you? And he's like, I won't hit a woman, but I'll hit a bitch. And it's like, wow, you said that to somebody. And then, this is how I knew he was stupid. Because, like, sometimes when I meet people, I like to be a nice guy. I don't like to shit on people right away. But no, this is just...
good idea.
This just solidified my opinion, like, no, this guy is an idiot. I told him, I work on a factory floor. It's not that pleasant. It's really hot, and I do manual labor. It's not that great. And previously, and I was telling him about my last job, which was I sat behind a desk. I made websites. I had all my benefits. I worked in an air-conditioned office. I made $500 a week. I told him all that.
And?
I told him all that stuff. And he says the dumbest fucking thing. Like, when he said this, he looked me right in the eye and he's like, you like the job so much, why'd you quit? I seriously, when I was standing out there,
my life wasn't cushioned enough, so I just
I was standing there, my jaw dropped because I couldn't believe he said something that stupid.
I believe that in some states that's grounds for murder.
Because
probably in Delaware.
Like, I told you word for word what I just said to him. Did any of that made it sound like I quit? I told him I did not, and
like you can at least phrase that question better. Like, so why are you here?
Yeah. So what happened?
Because no, he's like, you like the job so much, why'd you quit? I stood there for a minute, my jaw open, thinking to myself, fucking really?
At that moment, like, they can't be this dumb. This is not physically possible.
But
this person
I
cannot
just
exist.
kind of looked at him and said, I did not quit. I was laid off because the company went under. And then the rest of the conversation carried in my head where I said to myself, you fucking stupid fucking piece of shit. How can you be that stupid?
Stupid white people.
It doesn't help that he is white. Although, what's kind of funny is that
doesn't help that I'm white.
Like, the fact that he's like fairly tall and also fairly heavy set, me and a couple other people that work with him on the floor have a tendency to call him Baby Huey. Like,
I don't get it.
It's a very, very old cartoon, but like people will use the term Baby Huey to just describe big, tall, fat, dumb white guys. Just, and he fits the description perfectly well. Especially after that conversation, I was like, "Oh, you fucking."
A lesser man would take that and make a your mama joke out of it, but I am not a lesser man.
No, but no, I was just like, and he's continued to prove his stupidity throughout the time working with him. Not just me, but everybody else that's worked with him. And it's like, oh man, did you ever meet somebody that didn't know they were an idiot? Holy shit.
Yep. I have. Let's not talk about that. But aside from that, my week has been spent not playing Destiny.
I think we all spent our weeks doing that.
I spent part of my week watching people play Destiny and going like, it's definitely a video game while playing Dark Souls. Can't confirm. Destiny's probably a video game.
But yeah, that's been my week.
All right, good for you, I guess. Garrett, what'd you do this week?
Garrett, are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
Every fucking time. I feel like Garrett selectively does not hear me for some reason.
Well, maybe you should stop making boring conversations.
Oh, I'm trying.
Conversation wasn't boring.
I'm trying so hard. Garrett, have you done anything interesting this week? Even if you haven't, do tell.
Well, I've been playing. I've been playing some Half-Life 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk, who keeps clicking?
Damn it!
I played a
After
ton.
all that, I
played a ton of League of Legends Ascension lately, which was fantastic.
Wait, is that a subsidiary of League or is that a League spin-off?
It's a new type.
Okay.
It's a new. I'm trying to think of the thing, but it's a. It's a new kind of League. It's a new game type that they came out with.
And
it's really cool.
wanted to refer back to Brandon's question. Like, have you played Half-Life 2 before this?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was Sam's, not me, but okay.
How
Oh.
dare
Yeah.
you steal the credit, Brandon? Yes. Have you played Half-Life
Yeah.
2 before the recent week?
Yeah. No, not this recent week. Just recent. Like I played it. I played it yesterday.
Yeah, but if
Yeah,
you
but
played
have
it
you?
before
This is your
that,
first time going through Half-Life 2.
No, I said
Okay.
that. I thought I said that. You guys were like, "Have you played before?"
you
I'm like,
probably
"Yes."
did. and I'm probably just an idiot.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I've obviously. I think everyone has played it before. If you haven't, then go get some culture and play the damn game. But because you need to play it.
Half-Life 2 was great back in the day, but nowadays it's
I still
okay.
think it's good.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
I
good
mean,
game,
it's
and, like,
honestly.
its merits, but, like, I think the only thing holding it back is purely just the engine that it runs on. It is very much a game of its era in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I still remember the hype for that game when, like, me and a friend of mine, I apologize for cutting you off. Just, I remember me and a friend of mine, we went to a Walmart because we were both working second shift at the time, and we got out, it was already 11 o'clock, but, like, we drove, like, half hour to a Walmart because his girlfriend, now wife, wanted White Girls on DVD, and it was like, oh, hey, they put the DVDs out on Monday night. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? And, you know, just to
White
goof
Girls,
around.
the movie.
Yeah, I'm not even joking
What a
either.
life.
Yeah, but and I remember finding a issue of PC Gamer of like, we got the first review of Half-Life 2. I was like, oh shit, I gotta see what this is. And sure enough, they give it like a 92 out of 100, and I was like,
Remember when PC Gamer scored out of 100?
Yeah.
Do they still do that?
I don't know.
I just recently canceled my digital subscription to their magazine because I was like, why do I need a digital copy of a magazine?
So I played Half-Life 2. I played League of Legends. Okay, Ascension's a new game type where the entire map is one big fog of war.
Okay.
Everything's a fog of war. Everything is all foggy.
Okay.
So what you do, yeah. So the entire thing is foggy. The whole
Is it
thing.
foggy though?
No, I'm trying to
Confirm.
think. It's not foggy. It's like sandy. Hang on, I've
Like
got some
fog
guy.
ass vlog.
Yeah, I've got some guy fucking chatting in my ear. It's like, dude, shut up.
Okay, you said fog of war 3 times, and I was like, I gotta
I
confirm
know.
real quick.
Okay,
Is
there
there
we go.
fog of war going on?
No, so yeah, I was playing Killing Floor. Sorry, and yeah, some guy was
I haven't played
chatting.
the game in a long time.
It's fun. Some guy was chatting in my ear, and I'm like, oh fuck, I can't hear
I
anything.
should make
So
like a list of games we should play together.
okay, so yeah, so it's a circular arena. It's in a desert, so of course it's fog. Everything's sandy, and you have to go in and get the 200 points. A kill is 1 point. Getting a relic is 3 points, and killing an ascended is 5 points. To kill the ascended, there's the guy in the middle. He'll spawn, and you kill him. It's like the Baron Nasher. You can kill him, and your whole team can be punching the shit out of this guy. He's about to die, and then an enemy team member flashes in and gets the last hit, and he gets the ascension. He gets the 5 points for his team. That kind of steal can happen, so you got to be careful. And it's just super fun. And then they become an ascended. All their health and mana come all the way back up, and then when they kill somebody, they get double the points. So you get 2 points, and it's really fun. So you have to run around, jockey for the relics, get into team fights. It's really fun, and I actually hope they keep it around because it's super addicting.
Like, and this is still like you're fighting against another team and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, it still has the basic concept of League.
Yeah, it's 5v5. It's super fun though, and it's like the whole thing's not kills. Like you could have a team with 100 kills, and the other team is 50. First off, you get 100 kills. Holy shit! But you'll have that's just an example, and the other team with 50 can still win because they've been running around getting relics. So you'll have 100 points with your 100 kills, and they've been getting, they have 50 kills plus 3 points for every relic that they got, so they could win.
Sounds like some kind of strange variant of Capture the Flag-esque.
It's kind of. There's 3 relics,
Capture
and
the
you
Flag's
have
just like TDM.
It sounds pretty fast paced though. Like
That actually
It's
sounds
very
interesting to me, just because the idea of a MOBA where kills aren't everything sounds great.
Yeah.
It sounds like me.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's like a strategy. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm always glad when I see MOBAs attempt new things. It isn't just let's just play the MOBA.
Yeah, you'll see 2 guys running away and 3 members of your team going after them, and you're like, okay, those 2 are gonna die. So my team of 3 is gonna get them. So you branch away from the team, and you and one other person go and get each, a relic. So you just scored 6 points for your team, plus your team probably killed those 2 people, so that's another 2 points. So that's 8 points. You just got 8 points right there. So it's really cool. You have to go for the relics. You have to branch off and go for relics. And in order to go back to the store, you have to die. And so you can't go back to the store after you teleport out. It's really fun. I actually saw someone playing it before it was released on like LolLeaks, and it looked like shit. I was like, wow, it looks stupid.
So
and then I actually
there's a website called LolLeaks.
It's a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, League of Legends.
That game has hit critical mass when it has its own leaks channel.
Yeah, but I'm sure it does. It's got its own wiki page. Yeah, it's got like its own wiki page. It's got MobaFire, which is a website dedicated specifically for League of Legends, I believe, and it has like all the builds and strategy.
This reminds me of Dark Souls.
Professional strategy guides written up by the professionals. Like, hi, I'm Crippo, and this is my build, and this is why I build this. This is how I play. And it's like everyone's like, wow.
You ever heard of a League player named Sing Sing?
No.
Okay, that's the only one I know.
And there's actually like documentaries coming out about specific professionals. Like I saw on YouTube, they're making a documentary on Afromoo.
Sure, he sounds good.
Yeah.
The crazier the name, the better he probably is.
He's considered to be the best Thresh player, like in the world.
Sure, Thresh is probably good.
Yeah, he's a super overpowered support character, but
totally understand.
Yeah, who idiots like to build AD? But yeah, so that Ascension's really fun. League of Legends is fun. And I actually feel really good because for almost every single game I've played, I've been the number one. I've been like the MVP of the game.
See, last week we told you to keep playing League, and now you're enjoying yourself.
I'm like, yay, I'm actually MVP at this specific game type.
Finally, my advice was right for once.
Yeah, I'm like, finally, I actually.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so that's been feeling really good. I just got the icon for having 5 wins in the game, so I have like the highest icon you can get. All I need now to complete that, the rewards, is get a perfect ascension, which is your team gets at least 1 ascension and the enemy team gets none at all. And then either team can win, but your team has to get an ascension, and they can't. And that's tough because someone will become ascended, and then they can't live forever. Like eventually they'll die, and then once they die, then a timer starts for 3 minutes, and after actually I think it's like 1 minute. After like 1 minute, then the ascended Zenrath or whatever his name is, I can't remember, appears in the middle, and again the teams can go and start fighting for him and kill him. And of course you'll have someone running in steel. It's really hard to keep the enemy team from getting the ascended.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen only a few people have the perfect ascension. I'm like, damn, I want that. I actually kind of want to get like 10 people together for us to play that game, and I'll be like, okay, you guys don't do anything and let us win. They'll be like, okay, now you guys, we won't do anything. You guys can get it. I'll like cheat like that, like
Something
old school.
Tells me it would not be hard to find people to play League with.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing that, like the old school Halo 3 achievements on Xbox Live, like kill 10 people with a Spartan laser in one matchmaking game and shit like that.
Yeah. I remember
that. But yeah, so other than League and Half-Life 2, not much. I bought a thing called Face Rig, which is really fun.
Play that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Face Rig is super fun. And also bought Among the Sleep, or Among the Sleep?
Yeah, that's right.
No,
Yeah, Among the Sleep, yeah.
So I gotta ask about
really
Face
cool.
Rig, so I gotta ask about Face Rig, like how well does that work?
It works pretty well. You need to have a soft light on your face.
Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that's how it tells depth.
Yeah. Like if you have like light behind you and you can see your face on the screen, it still might not track it well. You want to have like a soft light on your face so it can really get the details. So like when you like open your mouth, it can follow it exact. Otherwise, it looks a little wonky. But for the most part, it works okay. Yeah, for the most part, it works okay. Needs some new features.
Is this early access?
Yeah, this is very early access. So, but,
God damn it, I was making a joke. It is early access.
Yeah.
Early access face mocap tech. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm
Only
pretty
on
sure.
Steam.
I'm pretty sure it's early access, but they're gonna add some stuff to it. But yeah, so I
jokes about this anymore because it does exist.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, shit, isn't what game is like still in super alpha? It's not
Everything?
The Forest. No, it's
what survival game?
fuck, I'm trying to think of the
DayZ is.
DayZ. The DayZ standalone is still in like
that took like an extra 2 years just to come out, and I don't like if that game's never gonna be done.
yeah,
I don't
it's
think
like
it's gonna be done, honestly.
it's like super.
Like, Rocket's a really
primitive
cool guy,
alpha.
but his reach far exceeds his grasp.
I
There's
can't
no
I
fucking
can't help
chance.
I can't help but feel like it's gonna be Duke Nukem Forever all over again. Like in the sense of this
There are
guy's
a
just
lot
never-
of early access games that I want to come out, but have no hope of coming out.
It's like this thing of like people just or the guys making them are never going to be satisfied with how the game is, and it's just never going to be finished
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because they don't have like a fucking goal set or finished line.
I have been waiting for the longest time for Paranormal Activity to actually like finish up and get out of early access. It's been like half
It's
a year.
cool.
There's been no progress on that at all.
It's called a project calendar, you fuckers. Get one made and
And
finish
I get
it.
that they're doing this in their spare time, but at some point, at least an update saying we're still working on it would be acceptable.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen.
It's that whole thing. Like everybody is like, I'm gonna make a game. Go do it. See how long that takes you.
Oh yeah, it's hard. As someone
Yeah.
who's trying to but doesn't have the time to, yeah, it's really hard.
I actually saw an article or like an ad in a Game Informer magazine for one of the games that was on Greenlight called Hyper Light Drifter.
I've heard of that. I don't remember what it is.
It looks really cool. But yeah, I actually saw an ad for that. I was like, holy shit, there's an ad in Game Informer for Hyper Light Drifter.
For an
a
early
game that was
access
on-
game.
Yeah, for a game that was on Steam Greenlight and has been greenlit but has not been released yet. It doesn't have the
Yeah.
little. It doesn't have the little check next to it.
I think the thing with DayZ that Chris brought up, though, is kind of the problem with every survival game, which is what's the end goal? Like, at some point, you're just going to get so nuanced that you never have a point where it's just like, this game is done, there's nothing more we can
Yeah.
do. Whereas something
I've got a
like
random
Gang Beasts is
question
a great
for the
early access
cast.
game, because Gang Beasts, they know where the end goal is. It's like, you're going to be able to throw dudes into ledges, and then you're going to pull your hands up and wave them around. It's going to be great.
I've got a related question for the cast. Do you prefer the old Steam approach, the closed garden, or would you rather it be more open like it is now?
I don't know, a lot of people have made good arguments for the idea that it should be open, but just easier to sort through shit, which I kind of agree with.
it's-
Like, Steam just needs way more filter options than it currently has.
I think Jim Sterling kind of puts it best is where there's got to be like at least some effort of quality control.
Yeah,
Like,
there's been a lot of shit coming through.
Yeah, it's the
And you can just look at his Squirty Play series to figure that out, because Jim Sterling every day he takes a random game on Steam, buys it, plays it for an hour, and posts the results on YouTube.
Yeah, it's that thing of way back in the 80s when the fucking crash happened. Because the reason that happened is because the market got oversaturated. It was just way too much bullshit. And when Nintendo came along, they said, okay, we have to come up with a decent filter of quality so we can keep the bad shit out and the good stuff in.
Some kind of seal.
Yeah,
A seal that used to mean something.
yeah, it did. But I mean,
That was
I'm not
before
saying.
money!
And granted, some would probably look at what Nintendo used to do back then as almost draconian, but
Yeah, I think that's the real argument, is just... Like, I guess it's funny because I haven't seen many people talk about why closed guard's necessarily bad, or at least the one argument that I haven't seen that I always thought was interesting is the idea that what you're possibly missing out on. Like, if Steam did go through all the quality control, maybe there's something that you think is really good, but the guy who reviews it on Steam says, wow, this game does not interest me, therefore I'm not going to greenlight it.
Although you can make the same argument for the open style of production as well, because there's so much stuff there. There's no way to be able to find the gems in there.
I would say that when it comes to like quality control, it's not like you have to say like this game's only like a 7 out of 10 or something, or 5 out of 10. Like I don't think you have to do that. I would say like have the game fucking work. Like if you can't catch every flaw, that's fine, but at least get the most obvious ones. Like your game fucking breaks and Windows doesn't know what it is. I think you need to fix that.
Yeah.
or your fucking game doesn't know what a mouse is. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
What is a mouse?
Or in what is a mouse? Or in Daisy's case, it can't tell when you're trying to hit something.
What's a
Like,
paladin?
like unless, yeah.
Daisy,
Oh god. What's a paladin?
Like, I don't think a game should fail because, oh, your writing sucks. No, I think a game should fail because it has, like, game-breaking bugs and glitches.
So I guess that's a funny thing to bring up though, Chris, in that you're saying the quality control shouldn't necessarily be about the quality of the game so much as
More
it
the technical
works.
side.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
like artistic quality or anything like design
Yeah.
quality so much as it works. It doesn't matter how bad the game is, as long as it runs and it
Like-
works, that's
like,
enough.
you can finish it. I think that'd be the first thing
Yeah.
of, like, can you beat
Because
the game?
that
Okay.
does take out my whole argument of like it doesn't. Somebody out there probably likes it no matter how bad it is. It's like
Yeah.
as long as you can play it, because
Well,
that's
I mean-
unfair to the consumer if they can't play the game that they
Mhm.
bought.
At that point, you've bought a defective product.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that is definitely the problem that Steam has right now. Is like
Yep.
there's so many games coming out that are just broken or
Yeah, like-
illegal shit is happening with like
Yeah.
what was it, Earth 2066 or whatever. It was
There
just
was
straight up like
that one.
jipping photos.
The big one I remember was this game called Motor Rock, which was essentially this straight up rip of a Blizzard game called Rock and Roll Racing, to where they were just straight up stealing assets from that game and throwing it in there. It was really dumb. It was,
There was one game, and I don't remember what the title was, but it was like an airplane simulator that Jim Sterling was
Air
playing.
Control.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that he made a position
Air
out of.
Control.
I watched a guy beat that entire game. It was quite a journey.
And
That game was so bad.
And that game is still on Steam, by the way.
Oh god.
Like, think about that. Although I guess
Hell,
technically
even
it does
even
work.
the
It
things
can
that
be
aren't
completed.
you can't even trust the things that aren't early access anymore, truly. Because there are a lot of games on there that are not early access, they're finished products and still don't really work.
I just don't buy early access. Like, I'm sorry for devs, but that's... Like, I remember at one
There's
point I
even
saw...
things that there are even things that are not early access that are still defective products on Steam.
That does remind me, I don't remember what video it was, but there was somebody... It might have been like a gym video talking about early access, and then at one point a developer of a game commented, and he's like, so, we really want to put early access, what should we do? And like one of the comments was like, just don't. Like, you're just going to get so much bad press just for being in early access. And you know, I think Extra Credits did a video talking about that, how like the problem is that the hype dies down before your game is even finished.
Yeah.
So when it comes out, it's like, oh, the game's out. Well, I already played.
Well,
you
it's
know,
already been
40%
out,
of it.
so
That's kind of the problem I have with some of the games I bought in early access. It's like, well, I've already played it and it seems fine, but then all you remember when it comes out is the shit you've played that wasn't great, even though if they tell you they fixed everything.
yeah.
Just early access seems like it's a cool in concept, very bad, to at least to me.
But yeah,
Not a
but
great
Facelink is really fun.
Oh right, fuck. Talk to Facebook.
And shit, what else?
How did we get on early
Oh.
access? I don't remember.
I was
Daisy.
talking. I mentioned Face Rig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you mentioned early access.
Right.
Let's not do
Yeah,
it
yeah.
again. Let's...
So early access.
Fuck, what else was there? In my class, we've made 3 games already.
Damn,
Oh, nice.
beat me. I
We-
got 0.
We made Tank, which is just 2 tanks in a maze, top down, shooting at each other.
Yeah, that's
What is
That's
that? Isn't there a
classic.
game like that on Atari 2600? What is
yeah.
that called?
That's what it's called. I think
Is
it
it
was
called
called
Tank?
Tanks. It's either called Tank or Tanks plural.
I can't remember. I thought I had a different name that was more general.
But
Because there
like,
was one that had like planes and submarines. It was the sequel.
yeah, but it's essentially that, to where 2 tanks are in a
Yeah.
maze and you're shooting at each other. And funny fact about that was, if anybody ever messed with We Play, which was
Yeah.
so that We Play had a version of that on there.
Yep.
We would like to play. So we made Tank, or we made that. The teacher showed us how, and then he said, "Okay, now we're gonna make Pong," and he showed us how to make Pong. We went, "Okay, now all by yourselves, make Pac-Man,"
Oh God.
and I did it. And actually, almost everybody did it. I think like 3 kids in that class were like, and they made half of it, and then they were like, "My game's not working." They're like, "I'm getting an error when I."
It's funny
go to play
because
my game."
I hear make Pac-Man and I laugh at that almost.
Yep. Were they told that they were the weakest link?
Goodbye.
You're just like, you're kicked out of the class. You can't make Pac-Man. Come on.
You
Yeah,
are
right.
the weakest link.
Everyone's like, so most of us did it. There was one kid who had their Pac-Man, they did their sprites were messed up, so the Pac-Man looked like it was spinning around in a circle.
Oh man,
It's fucking awesome, man. I want spinning Pac-Man.
Like, oh shit. My thing was I only had one problem, and that was the ghosts would get hung up on the walls, and it turned out I was like, oh, I'll just make them like 2 pixels smaller, and it was fine. They fit through the walls now.
nice.
Yeah, they fit in the corridors now. Yeah, and so I can't wait to see what we're gonna make next time.
Cool.
Nice. And yeah, and I might be going to SiegeCon in August.
Ooh.
Might be. Yeah, which is gonna be kind of cool.
I remember making a game once back in high school. It's a game where you played as Sephiroth in a bullet hell side shooter. It was Sephiroth fighting cells from Dragon Ball Z and warthogs.
Of course.
Well, it's one of those, like, it was the Yo-Yo Games game maker thing, so it's like, just import sprites. And then it was just like, I found this, like, sprite maker website, and it was just like, here's Sephiroth, and here's warthogs.
I had a basic programming class once in high school, and we had to make tic-tac-toe, and it was so stupid. Just
It was the hardest thing ever.
fuck it. Yeah, it was basic.
You see, in computer science, the teachers have fallen in love with making games as projects because they're so easy to teach to people.
Yeah.
People are intrinsically interested in making games because that's usually what computer scientists go in the major for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier to make that an assignment.
In our intro class, the main thing we do is we go online, and he showed us a YouTube video from PAX of like these people, these guys were on stage, and they went, "We're gonna let you pitch a game, and we're going to any game, and you can, as soon as you pitch the game, we'll tell you if it moves on to the next round, where we ask you the mechanics of it, or if it loses, and then you sit down." And people were coming up with a crazy idea. Like one guy said, it's like Twisted Metal, but you're also trying to go to specific areas because you're in a food truck and you're trying to sell food. So it's like Crazy Taxi plus Twisted Metal.
Okay.
And then one guy goes fetus fighter. He's like, in a womb, 2 babies, fetus fighter on the Kinect. And they're like, okay, that moves on. One guy had a game called Dinosaur, and it was dinosaurs, but they're swords. Like, just stupid.
Fucking genius.
One girl actually, she goes up, she goes, I didn't know we were just voting on the most random game. I'm like, it's funny because it's true. And then she comes up with a game, and I'm like, that's not bad. It was like she's like, so it's a third person game, and you go around and you're taking care of a village of like a town, and it's the future, so like it's like early America. So she's like, it's very
early America.
Yeah, she's like, it's very realistic, and it's early America. So like you have to farm crops, stuff like that. It was kind of like what was that? What was the name of the old game on the Atari where you could have like Colony or
God, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called. Are you talking about the one where there's 2 warring people trying to be like... Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, trying to be the better country.
Fuck, what is that called? It's not Metropolis. Chris, do you remember?
Remember what?
It's like some old game that was like pre-civilization. Where it was
Metropia?
like on the Atari. Where it was really just like a map. It was like a colored block that you clicked on and it made numbers go up.
Yeah, it was like Metropia or something. Yeah, like I can't remember, but anyway, it was like that. About third person, so you're walking around. I was like, oh, that's cool. She goes, yeah, and it's super realistic. So anyway, monsters. Like you have to defend your people from monsters. And they're like, whoa, hold up. All I could think about was a long time ago. I think it was like at E3. The guy was like, yeah, it's a super realistic, like Dynasty era. Okay, it's gonna be super realistic. So the first enemy you see here is a giant crab.
A giant enemy crab?
Yeah. Do you guys remember that?
Yes. Attack its weak point for massive damage.
Yeah.
I have a copy of that game on my shelf.
He's like, it's super realistic. So there's a giant enemy crab. That was all I could think about. They're like, hold on. Yeah, they're like, hold on a second. So she had to go sit down. She didn't get picked. But yeah, that was all we did in intro, was just watch videos and watch Kickstarters. And he's like, so why do you think this game sold so well on Kickstarter?
Because its marketing was good. Great.
Yes. Yeah,
is everything, kids.
And then we watched the video, and it's like he's like, this is how the guy pitched it, and he goes, this game sucks ass because this game wanted $4,000 and got like $2. Why did this game suck? And we look at it, and yeah, we're like, wow, that does look like shit. Like there was one, it was like medieval, a medieval first-person shooter where the sword has to go into different elements.
Weird.
Yeah, like the blade's now made of wind, and then you flick a switch, and it's like now the blade's made of fire, and water and earth. And that's how you have to kill specific enemies, like a water enemy, a fire enemy, earth enemy, and wind enemy. Yeah. And those were the only 4 enemies in the entire game. So it was just them being, it was like those 4 enemies being reused over and over again. The swordplay looked redundant. And in the video, it starts out all medieval with like the music's all medieval, and then all of a sudden, as soon as the guy pulls the sword out, it goes into like Dragon Force heavy metal, and it completely clashes with the style. Like, oh,
yeah.
Like, I think the thing that people have started to come to, I was going to say realize, but that's not true. Like, the thing that people have come to expect, I guess, for Kickstarters is that you can't just Kickstarter a concept anymore. Like, you have to be able to show a proper game off.
It needs to be a demo of some sort.
I definitely noticed recently that, Kickstarters that were once like, here's, like, this trailer or this, like, pieces of concept art. Now it's like, here's the full game. We just want money so that we can release it. Like, that's pretty much all it comes down to. Like, we just need money so we can start paying back loans that we made.
I mean, especially when you have people that, like, they just show a concept, then they take the money and run.
Yeah, people have just become too discerning. They're like, we need the actual game. Like, we need it's pretty much done. You just need the money just to make sure you can...
Like, how do we know you're not just some fucker who's going to take what we give you and disappear?
And make a bowl of potato salad.
Potato salad.
Oh, God, there was the guy... in order to upgrade his sword to like have fire or something, he had to put it in a stone, like a key. And the animation for that was the guy's hands on the sword handle, like right under the hilt. And the hands stay in that place, but the sword went forward out of his hand and slid into the thing.
I was expecting something like that.
Yeah, and the hands are still sitting there like it's holding the sword. And then you hear, and then all of a sudden it like pops back into his hand, and then there's enemies, and he's fighting. And all you hear is it looks like shit.
Yeah, that sounds like shit.
Yep. Like, just if anything, I guess to be perfectly honest, I'm kind of glad that Kickstarter's got to the point where you actually have to show a game. Like, I understand people who may not have the money to, or the ability to take out loans for a great idea, but it's like, dude, we've been ripped off so many times at this point that you pretty much have to have a finished game to be able to even get a Kickstarter done.
So, so our teacher shows us that in intro, and then in my next class we actually make games. So other than that, League of Legends and Half-Life 2, not much.
All right, so Sam, what have you been doing lately?
I play a little video games. I'm playing Diablo right now. My eyes glazed over like 3 hours
Getting
ago.
all that good loot and shit?
I don't even care about the loot anymore because I haven't died more than once in this entire game. Like this,
so it's got to be like challenging, right?
Fuck no.
Like you're in the main campaign and shit, right?
I'm the main campaign Crusader on hard.
Hmm.
Which apparently everyone says Crusader's broken, and I don't know. Like I haven't used a health potion in 20 hours.
Like I don't remember you playing this is this the first time you've played it, or?
I've played it once, like years ago when I bought a copy, and I got
before Loot 2.0.
Oh, way before that. Yeah, this is like 2009. It's really it's funny. I booted up and then like partway through this podcast, looked at my level and was like, when did I hit level 44? I was like, level cap 60. It's like last I checked. I distinctly remember looking at my level. I was level 22. So something must have happened between then and now.
Wow.
That's just how weird this game is. I don't care anymore. Like, my skills think constantly is something new, and it's like, yeah, everything dies anyway.
Pretty much.
It's just, it dies in a different way. It's just like, I don't even care. Like, it's almost like got to the point where it's just boring, because it's like, there is nothing that can kill me. Earlier, when I was looking up the Zoids...
I am the most amazing badass now. Let me kick you in the shins for a bit and you can fall over.
Like,
it's funny because we were talking about Zoids earlier, and I was looking it up on my phone. I was standing in the crowd of 30 enemies, just taking damage, not hitting anything. And I didn't lose any health. I was regenerating health faster than they could hurt me. Because I regen like thousands of health per second
This
right now.
hurts you!
According to when I got hit by fire, I regen 600 health per second.
Like when you got to a is it even interesting if you get to a boss? Like,
Oh hell no! I just fought a boss like 10 minutes ago. I didn't even move.
So you just keep
Great.
kicking
He
their
did
shins
his
and they
power
fell
attack.
over eventually?
Well, he did that attack where it's like, if you don't move, I'm gonna pick you up and do massive damage. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna move then. And he picked me up. He chewed on me for like 10 seconds and threw me to the ground. It took away about 10% of my health, which came back in 3 seconds.
oh shit!
I don't even move anymore. I just click.
What game is this?
Diablo 3.
God.
I click and you fall over. That's how it works.
Like, it's funny. I knew the game was easy, but this is like stupid at this point.
I don't know. Maybe I guess if you want to change a pace, because I've heard they brought in like the ladder mode into Diablo 3, where
Yeah. I mean, I just want to finish the game at this point, and I'm sure with a different class it'll be harder, but this one, everything I do gives me health.
yeah,
Like, every attack I do gives me some kind of health bonus, and like I said, I'm regenerating about 600 health per second. I have 30,000 health.
that's great.
My friend plays that, and he's like, I'm in hardcore mode.
It wouldn't even fucking matter. I have not even,
Yeah.
I haven't come close to death in about 30 hours.
No, my friend's in hardcore mode, and he's like, yeah, look at this. I'm just fucking shit up.
Yeah, like, it's really bizarre. And this guy
I mean,
named
their shins are really tender by now, I imagine.
It's funny because this guy named Asmodon is like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm like, dude, no. That's funny that you think that, but no.
I'm
It's
gonna
like, oh,
fuck you up, commence with the shin
It's like
kicking.
everything I do, he's like, you've defeated my sentries, and I will still kill you, destroy you all. And it's like, dude, like, they didn't even give me like a paper cut. I'm killing
It's
the
like,
lords.
what?
I'm killing the lords of sin, and it's like, I don't even fucking care. I got
It's
something
like,
to do.
dude, I have shin guards. You are not gonna hurt me at all.
This guy was dumb. Oh my god.
Like this- it's
I'm
like this-
just destroying everything.
It's like this great demon just shows up. It's like, I will rain down 1,000 deaths upon you, and then you just wipe it, and you're just your dude's just standing there going, "You done fucking around? You done."
I wish I'd like been recording this so I could just show you what is happening. Because everything I threw a shield and it ricochets between enemies, catches them on fire, slows them down, gives me health.
Wait. You can throw a shield and have it bounce off dudes.
Yes, that's one of my
To Captain
abilities.
America.
Yeah, is he
Yeah,
Captain America?
I'm playing as Captain America.
Holy shit.
It is literally that move.
Fuck
Finally.
this
Star
barbarian. I need to
Spangled
play as
Adventure,
Crusader
go.
now.
Don't need to play Marvel Heroes 2015. Just play Diablo.
Yeah, it's 2015 now, by the way. Or, has it always been 2015?
I think they updated it a few months ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I thought it was 2014, and
Yeah, I think they just.
I
did the
just had
weird
this
Madden
random
thing.
thought of like the Sonic Heroes theme song being like changed to Marvel Heroes.
Marvel Heroes.
I was gonna say, if you want to break Diablo, just play Marvel Heroes.
I feel like I should alt-tab as soon as I start the boss and just see what happens. Just feel like, okay, there's the fucking Lord of Sin. I'm just gonna stand here while I go look something up on Google.
Wow.
Dumb. Other than that, actually I'm good alt-tab. You guys keep attacking me. That's cute. They're just hitting me right now. I don't even care. I alt-tabbed.
It's like, oh, you thought you stood a
They
chance.
do like
Bad for
100
you.
damage per hit.
It's
out of 30.
okay. You've got shin guards. You'll be fine.
They do like 100 damage out of 30,000.
God,
I think I already talked about Grid. I talked about how I got back into Dirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I did finish the new Strider game. You guys...
Good, bad, or mediocre.
Guys, I'm regenerating health faster than they can hit me. I'm not losing any health.
I'm pretty sure you can't do that in Strider.
No. Okay, anyway. I hit them once and they're all dead. So aside from Strider, I finished Dark Souls 2 again. Because I lost
Oh,
my
wait a minute,
character
wait a
bonus.
minute. Did you like Strider? Did you?
Oh, Strider! Well, okay, so for those who don't follow my Twitter, there's a concept I really hate in these side-scrolling action games, which is the gauntlet before the final boss. And it's just like, let's just throw all these enemies in a small room, and you're gonna have to kill them all before you get to fight the boss.
That's just the general concept that video games do, even in 3D.
Yeah.
And it's always
It's really
bad.
annoying.
So, as with the best gauntlets out there, in this case, the gauntlet was about 10 times harder than the boss. Because the enemies that I had to fight, apparently one of them had freeze missiles that followed me, and then the other one had a machine gun that will shoot me without unfreezing me. So basically you get frozen in place, and then he just fires a volley of bullets into you, while you can't do anything. Fuck off, I'm trying to talk here.
That was my thing. I was like, God damn it, some guy was talking to me, and then
I'm
Really
talking to the
that
enemies.
really
trying
tripped
to
me up.
hurt-
Like, it's foggy. Oh,
I just
that
keep
was,
alt-tabbing back into the game, and it's like someone's doing something to me.
I'm
but
trying
aside
to
from
talk
that,
to you guys.
the final boss was stupidly easy, and the game was pretty cool, but it was just... I don't know, it's good. I guess it's kind of really hard, which bummed me out. I really want to do some thoughts on, because I was one article I've been stuck on for weeks, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to ditch this and write about Strider for the website.
You haven't written anything in a very long time, dude.
About 5 months.
Yeah.
Believe me, I think
Your
of it every day.
website, just to be specific.
Yes. So, believe me,
Or
Brandon,
any website, for that matter.
Thanks for rubbing it in, Brandon. It's not like I'm not depressed over this every day. No, I do want to write about Strider, though, because I also have a friend of mine who's like, I already read all your articles. Write something new, damn it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was like,
Believe
thanks.
me, like, the best way to write is just to, like, set aside time and just do it.
Yeah, just bang it out. Just
Yeah. No, I've just been stuck on this one article that I just have little interest in, so I'm just saying, fuck it, I'll just
Then
write
don't
this.
finish it. Do something else.
No, I just want to hurt myself by writing this thing I hate about. Okay. So...
because Sam loves the taste of the fucking barrel in his mouth. Because
It's true. So, aside from Strider, unless you guys have any specific questions about it,
No,
Nope.
I don't.
didn't think so. Okay, so with Dark Souls, I did beat it, and I finally got to play the goddamn DLC that I bought after another 20 hours or so.
So let me guess, it sucked.
Well, the DLC, like, everyone's like, the DLC is way better than the main game, and I'm like, that's great, and I started it, and I'm like, no one told me that this DLC is 3 times as hard as the main game. Like,
That's what
every
makes
single...
it better. You're a
Like, how
Dark
could it be
Souls
harder?
fan. Harder is better.
Like, by the time I got to the end of the game, average enemies would kill me in maybe like 10 hits, and I could kill them in 2 with an ultra great sword, all the way maxed out. And the DLC, the basic enemies can kill you in about 2 hits, and you can't stun lock them or anything. So I'm just getting there, and I'm just getting my ass kicked constantly, and I'm like, this is just like, am I just built wrong or something like that? I guess.
Of all the people I know that play the fucking game, you of all people really shouldn't be.
You would think. I'm like level like 150, which is about where you'd want to be. It's just, I don't know, so I tried both of them. I got, a little bit into each, but unfortunately not really far enough to make any kind of judgment. I watched some reviews and some gameplay lore and all that sort of stuff, but I don't know, it's more Dark Souls, I guess. Like I said, everyone says they're really great, and I'm like, yeah, I guess they're fine. Like, the aesthetics are nice, because they're divorced from the look of the main game. So, like, one of them is, like, basically takes place in this giant ruins in the sky with ash everywhere, which is interesting.
But it's still fucking dark, despite...
I mean, that area is pretty bright. The Crown of the Sunken King takes place under the earth in a kingdom
Humanity
that's sunk...
is the Dark Soul.
Crown of the Sunken King takes place in a kingdom that's sunk under the water, I believe, so it's in a cave, and everybody does poison. And I got this great sword, this great thing that was like, it's an awesome club that does 400 damage. Like, that's great! And then it mentioned something about only the warriors who have consumed themselves with poison can wield it, and I was like, I wonder what that means. And I start hitting people, and it just poisons you.
Oh,
like,
man.
this is the worst! Why would you want this? Like, there's a sword in that game that you can craft that will hurt you if you attack people with it.
What?
It's the Sword of the Lost Sinner. There's a lore reason behind it. There was a sword in Demon Souls that did the same thing, called the Muramako or something like that.
Click, 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 click.
I'm
click.
sure there's...
I'm beating Diablo.
I'm sure there's lore reasons behind it, but from a gameplay standpoint, like, what the fuck? Like, what is the risk-reward there? That's
the thing. That's one of the reasons people don't like Dark Souls 2 that much, is they kind of imbalance that, whereas, like in Demon Souls, the sword was fucking destructively godlike, and it happened to hurt you. This one, it's like, it's kind of shitty, and it hurts you because of lore reasons. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't make it any reason to use it beyond a character cosplay.
Like, there's no way to really kind of balance it out. It's...
Like, the only reason you ever use it is if you go into PvP playing as that character. Like, I am playing as the Lost Sinner, sort of thing.
Great.
And it's like, great, if you really want to do that. Oh, God. So, other than that, I actually watched movies. Like, which I never do.
How dare you?
I know, it's weird.
I watched a few. I love movies.
Yeah.
Movies are great.
Well, it was really weird for me. I just, like, got on Netflix, I was listening to Two Best Friendcast, and Matt recommended this movie called 13 Sins. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
So for those who don't know, it's basically the concept is a guy who's really down on his luck with money, and he gets a phone call saying, hey, if you do these 13 consecutive things, then we'll start giving you millions of dollars. And it starts out basically just as like, hey, swat this fly is number 1. Number 2 is eat the fly. And it gets gradually, like, more insane. Like, I won't spoil the ending or anything like that, because it gets fucking nuts. But I think number 5 is amputate this guy's arm. While he's still, like, sitting there. And then, you know, they rigged up this whole thing, so he's like, I dare you to fucking amputate my arm, because I'm getting millions of dollars for this, too. And you just watch it, and I was on Twitter, I was like, this is like Saw! And then it's worse, because, unlike Saw, it's not, like, super gory or anything, it's just bloody, and they hang on that... Like, they sit the camera right on the arm as he cuts through, and you're watching it chew through the bone, and I'm like, this is not okay to watch!
That's like some Evil Dead shit right there, because that was... Like not even, like, previous Evil Dead movies. I'm talking about, like the recent one that was, like, last year,
Oh, the Evil Dead?
Yeah.
Yes, I watched that, brother.
So where it was just long, gratuitous shots of, like, of the gory shit that goes on.
Yes, that would be so good.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, like, that's kind of what I'm getting from this.
And that's kind of the weird thing, is I had this realization when I saw that scene. I was like, this is the problem that happened with Saw, is eventually it just got so ridiculous that it lost all the impact. It just became, like, just corny. And watching this one, I'm like, I can understand a guy getting his arm amputated with a bone saw, like, that's a thing that can happen. And I just saw it, and he's just, like, he's wearing, like, a surgeon's mask and all that, and you just see the blood splattering on there, and the dude's just screaming. I'm like, I don't want to, the arm's going limp, and the fingers are dying, and it's gross.
Yeah, it's all, like not only Saw, but, like, the Hostel movies, to where it's like, it doesn't really seem like there's much of a story or a thematic point to this, but you're seeing all this grotesque shit in excess, and after you're done, you could say, yeah, I just saw an excess of that. And
yeah, and to be fair, that's probably, like, the most gruesome scene in the entire film, which is fantastic because of that. Like, it really understood where to use its blood and such. It was really particular about that.
I mean, at least here in this movie, there is, like, a thematic story of, like, what are you willing to do for money?
Yeah, which I also comment on Twitter, I think those are the most interesting movies when done well, is basically how far does a human go to...
Well, have you ever seen a Serbian film?
No, I've been...
No.
I
know.
Literally every
know
review I've read of it is like, this killed my soul. I can no longer feel
I know what
anything.
it is. I know exactly what it is because it. Oh God.
I mean, everyone knows what it is if you know about horror films and
I have seen a Serbian film. Holy shit.
I need to watch it just to say I've watched it. Like, I have to do it.
No, I will not watch that movie. I have
morbid curiosity. It has to be done.
No. I've seen Olan Citizen's review of it. I don't need to see any more.
Nope, I know what you're talking about. We're not going to discuss that.
No, we're not.
I know exactly what Brody's thinking of, because it's the same thing everyone thinks of.
We're not talking about this.
So the other thing with that is, just to point out, like, the fact that it isn't all torture porn, is the one, I think, after the arm one, or possibly 2 after, is when he's getting married, he gets the phone call, and he's like, I want you to destroy your wedding rehearsal in front of your wife, or in front of your fiancé. Like, the fact that they're not all just blood and gore. Like, this... Although, specifically, he wanted him to do it while singing the Communist National Anthem, which is pretty great.
It's kind of funny.
So it's like slow motion of just like...
films?
13 Sins is what it's called.
13 Sins? I want to see this.
It's really good. The story gets fucking stupid towards the end, but it's pretty good.
The other thing I remember about it is the fact that the main actor, he played Stephen Stills in the Scott Pilgrim movie.
Really?
Yeah.
He was actually really good. Like, I expected it to be kind of bad because it seems pretty low budget, but he played his part really well.
Yeah.
Like, that whole movie, that's probably, like, I saw some people say, like, it's the best movie of the whole year. And I'm like, if you consider the budget it was made of and what they're trying to do, I would probably give it something like that. Like, just objectively, it is not the greatest movie ever, but it is really interesting for what it does.
I've got a couple movies I should probably watch tomorrow when I get around to it, because I have, like, 2 movies that both feature Tony Jaa. One of them is One Bach, and the other one is The Protector. And I remember buying those because I heard they had some super sick fight sequences in them, but I still need to watch them.
Always have super sick fights. Alright, so after that, the second movie, because for whatever reason I was like, I'm going to watch multiple movies, which was a terrifying idea. Also a recommendation from Matt, two best friends, shout out to him, was Oculus, which you might have heard of.
I've actually heard that was decent.
There's a term, I don't know if I've coined the phrase or many people said it before, that it is more interesting than it is good. Like,
Yeah.
conceptually, really cool. It plays out, it's really cool, but it is not necessarily a good movie.
But it's not super shit either, which is what probably most people would expect, considering the fact that this is a movie produced by the WWE.
That's pretty impressive. The fact that it even was as good as it was. So, again, for those who don't know, the concept of Oculus, and I'm going to explain this as best I can, because it's fucking weird, is that there exists a mirror that has some kind of supernatural force in it, and when you look in the mirror, it basically distorts your reality so that you think you're doing things that you're not. Good example being, the ones they used to say in the film is, say, like, you look in the mirror, and then you picture yourself drinking water, when in reality your body is just decomposing slowly, and you're just standing in front of the mirror. Or the one they use early on is a guy who pulls off a bandage, and then he looks over, looks back, and the bandage is still on there. So he takes it off, and then he keeps, and then he just tears off his fingernail, and that became like a thing.
What?
Actually, the best one, side spoil, it's like halfway through, is when they're replacing light bulbs in the house, and she's eating an apple. And I was like, circular light bulbs and an apple. I kind of see where you're going with this. So she's replacing the light bulb, and then she takes a bite out of the apple, and then of course they pull it off really well from a cinematography perspective. Of she basically like looks at the apple, she's eating it, and then you hear like a glass crunch sound as she bites into the apple. And then it's sort of like it just pans into her eyes and then back out, and you just open her mouth, and there's just blood coming out. And then very slowly she picks out like a giant piece of glass. And then, like, right as she screams, it turns out it's just an apple. Like, that's the weird psychological fuckery it does.
Wow.
Weird.
It's so bizarre. The only problem is that... The biggest problem with it is that they constantly go back and forth between time, because the whole reason they're doing this thing with the mirror is because it fucked up their family and killed their parents. So, constantly, without warning, they go back into them looking at kids, and it became really hard to follow towards the end. Of, like, how much is this the mirror distorting your reality? Whose perspective is this anymore? Who's technically right? Because they both have different versions of their story. And it's, like, I don't know. Like, it's really cool, and it's totally worth a watch if you're into that sort of psychological fuckery, which I adore. But when I watched the ending, I was like, I don't understand what happened. And they could have used that concept a lot better. So if there was ever a sequel, I'd like to see it. Just to see, like, you know, here's a new family with the mirror, because they could certainly do sequels forever with that concept.
Yeah.
It just needed more, like, stuff in the present day, where they show what the guys are doing and how they're trying to avoid it, because the girl, the sister of the two siblings, she sets up this whole system where she has, like, 4 alarm clocks that go off to do different things. She has her fiancé call her every hour on the hour. She has 2 cameras pointed at the mirror. And she has, like, a system where a giant, like, sickle comes down at the mirror if you don't reset a kitchen timer every hour, so it would destroy it. It's weird how they fuck with that. The best one, though, is when they, you know, the reality gets distorted, and then they're having this conversation, they come back and the mirrors are facing each other, or the cameras are, like, the lenses are put up against each other. And when they look at the computer footage, because this is very, like, Slenderman-esque, where, like, video doesn't lie to you, so they look back at the recorded footage, and they're having that conversation while taking the cameras and putting them against each other, and they just walk out the room. But they're having the same conversation they were before when they thought they were outside. Like, it's really hard to explain. Really cool movie, though.
It sounds weird. So the mirror is showing stuff that isn't happening, but it happens in reality?
Like, it's... I don't know how... That's the thing that bugs me, is I don't know how it works, because you don't seem to have to be looking at the mirror for it to happen. Because at one point they go outside, and it's still doing that stuff, and I'm like, doesn't that kind of break the rules?
So it's just spook the movie.
It's like, once you look at the mirror, you're pretty much fucked until you can get a certain distance away. There's, like, some uncertified distance.
I think this is something we could probably go on about forever, although considering how long we've been going, and Brandon, unfortunately, has had to pass out,
yeah.
I think it's something that... This is probably one of those movies that you should at least watch it once.
Yeah, if we ever get to the point where we all watch it, I would love to have a special cast where we
just to see the mindfuckery that it pulls off. And
yeah. I would think it'd be really cool if we all watched it and discussed it at some point. That would be nice.
Maybe.
Kind of surprised. It's a WWE film?
Yeah, that's really weird,
that's
isn't
the
it?
Thing about it.
I didn't know that. That's really bizarre.
Yeah.
So... Aside from that, I did watch 2 more movies, but Netflix unfortunately took me down the rabbit hole of terrible, terrible fucking torture porn films. And I didn't realize I was going there. So one of them was called... I'm just going to skim over these because I watched them and I don't know that we're talking about, I guess. One of them is called Truth or Die, which is a basic thing of like, Scottish kids played Truth or Dare, and then the kid who was really upset hung himself, and the brother's like, I'm gonna make you guys play Truth or Dare, but you're gonna die.
Okay.
And then I watched one called Vile, which is a really terrible name for a film. And the whole concept was there is a drug, I think the whole thing was the drugs that we have, things like ecstasy and all that, is actually, because of the way it stimulates dopamine, because apparently science is fucked, it involves getting real pain receptors from people and putting that into your blood. Because I don't know how science works, apparently. So the whole idea is, like, you guys have to commit enough pain to your cells within 24 hours to open up these doors, and then you can leave. And, it's like, saw as torture porn of, like, I'm gonna put an iron on my chest, and I'm gonna stick my hand in a thing of boiling water, and we're gonna start cutting off your legs. And things like that. But what's really weird about it, and the reason I hated it, because if it was just that, I'd be like, it's not great, but whatever. But what pissed me off is that it was so up its own ass, where it played like this alternative down-tempo music during this stuff, and it's like, oh, you're trying to be super artsy about the state of the human condition, and how we all prosper together through pain, and I was like, dude, it's a fucking torture porn movie!
Yeah.
You don't get to be artsy about this shit! Like, they're just like playing like, I don't know, like Postal Service, that kind of stuff, like really slow, down-tempo music, while they're bashing each other's skulls in. And, like that's just...
Like, kind of like classical or something like that?
Yeah. But it's like, they're playing like MA3 or stuff like that. Like, just like, alternative music during it. It's really bizarre. Although it got me to look up the soundtrack. It's like, this music's pretty good. But that was weird. I would not recommend that or fucking Truth or Die. And then I pulled up another one that just looked even worse. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. It was just funny. They got, like, of the 4 movies I watched, though, they all got progressively worse. Like, 13 Sins was the best. And then Oculus was pretty great. And then it just got bad from there. As I kept going down the, do you want to watch this from Netflix? Like, when you finish a movie, it's like, hey, we got some more for you.
Yeah, they're recommended.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't.
And then each one I clicked on got worse, which meant it would only recommend more terrible movies to me.
Yeah,
it would never get any better.
Great. You're gonna watch like too many of these, and then Netflix is going to get to the point where it just recommends nothing but shit.
Yeah. That happened to me for a while, because at one point, when I was in my basement, I had my TV constantly on. It would just play Netflix all day long while I was on my computer. So at one point, I just played horror movies and, like, slasher films all day long. So it got to a point where it's like, I don't even care what this fucking is. It's just the same thing every time. It's a couple of teenagers. They're kind of assholes. They're just all gonna die one by one. And then every once in a while, you'd find one that was, like, a super great gem, and then I never remember what they're called. Anyway, I can double check, but that's about all I did. Like, I bought some stuff. I bought Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 2. I played it for like 10 minutes, and then I realized I need to finish Diablo first.
I have both of those games.
Yeah, I noticed that.
We could play it.
Yeah. That's about it. Like, I didn't really touch my racing games. I beat Muramasa, actually.
Ooh.
Kisuke. Is it Kisuke? I think?
Yeah,
Kisuke,
and...
I beat his thing, which is like, it's basically a tragic love story. And then I'm on Momohime's, and I'm like, I really like this game, but man, does it get kind of long in the tooth after 8 hours.
Yeah.
Apparently I'm killing the Heart of Sin right now. It took about 5 hits. I beat it. Great. Yeah, I've got a bunch of shit I need to play. Unfortunately, I did not do much but work this week, so I'm surprised I got as much done as I did.
I think we should play Dungeon Siege 3. That'll give you an alternative to Diablo.
It's true. Well, yeah, this week, though, like I said, I did not really search out for unique things to play like last week. So, I don't know. I beat some games, I watched some films. It's an okay week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that'll do it.
Yeah. That'll be about it. Unfortunately, Brandon did have to leave before closing, but...
Yeah, I knew he was getting tired, and...
Brandon
he
don't stay up
basically...
for shit. You don't care.
Well, I kind of don't blame him.
No, if I was him and I had to get up at 6 a.m., I wouldn't do the podcast. I would just say, fuck you guys, I'm going to bed.
Yep.
Alright. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and of course, thank you, Brandon, who I know will listen to this later on.
Yep.
We do love you, Brandon. I hope you found my discussion about terrible films really great. And I'm sure you're going to be like, I'm fucking glad I wasn't there for that. So, normal shout-outs. You guys have anything you want to particularly shout out for?
Not really.
Alright.
Not really.
I'm not really sure what to shout out.
I mean, we used to shout like articles, but now we don't all work for the same thing. I mean, you
No.
can shout out something you've written, or just if there's anything you wanted to mention real quick, like a game that someone should do that you get to talk about.
You can follow me on Twitter for stupid shit.
You gotta tweet more, man, I swear.
I know.
I
just-
need to tweet more
You're
too.
getting there.
Yeah.
You're both getting there.
There's sometimes where I have my days where I'm just gonna there was one day I tweeted like 10 things in like the same
Whoa.
day.
10 tweets.
I was just talking shit about cereal. Just
See, that's when you know, that's the thing, is a lot of people don't know to just let go and tweet about anything.
yeah.
Like, every person I've ever come to who doesn't do it a lot is always like, I don't think it's that interesting. I'm like, no, you're missing the point. Like,
I've had
of course
I've had
it's
two
not.
more people follow me though. That's
Yeah, man.
a weird thing.
Were they like, was it things like just girl quotes or things like that?
No, it was
Legitimate
like
people.
yeah, things like I could look at the account and it's like, yeah, this is a person.
Like, I got like 10 follows in the past week, and most of them were just like, you know, great quotes and girl quotes and things like that. And just when one bot follows
Oh.
you, they all follow you.
Oh god.
Yes.
But, so that's kind of the bummer, is that when you get that, and you're like, oh, new follower in my notifications, and you're like, oh, it's a bot. Well, fuck.
I had the Joker and Spider-Man follow me after I made a Spider-Man tweet.
Oh,
was
fucking,
like
I don't know if you know, I think Chris might be the one who knows this, but fucking Sweary follows me.
No shit.
Because I made a comment and I was like, Sweary, you the best, and I followed him, and he followed me back. I was like, okay, sure. He seems to just follow everybody, but I was still like, this has fucking made my day.
I had a little bit of a conversation with Chaos and D1 when I was like, I linked into this thing on the Escapist. It's like, hey, this person's talking about like MMOs you should play. I wonder what you think of it. And he was just like, you know, yeah, it looks like some shit from BuzzFeed, and the comments are just garbage. And then I was like, yeah, I probably should have thought about that before I linked you to it. I'm sorry. And he's like, no, it's cool. But
But how dare you?
I still remember when I asked him about like Marvel Heroes back when that first came out. And I was like, you know, hey, you think you'll do a numbered episode or make it a side quest? And he's like, hopefully I don't have to touch it at all, because.
Oh.
And I knew the reason he was probably saying that is just because like the fact that it was a superhero game, and he just does not want to catch shit from people like when he has to talk crap about it. But it turned out to be something he really liked. So
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I totally understand that kind of person who's just like, I won't do stuff that will just only upset people. And
Yeah.
You never get. Because there's certain things you could talk about where you're only gonna get shit comments, even if people do like it.
yeah, like especially for like comic book stuff where it's like you don't happen to know like all the source material and everything,
Yeah.
and you just have people pissed
Like,
off.
of
It's
course
like,
this is
no,
fucking great. Yeah.
like- Look, if you knew it better, you know. God.
If you just knew
Alright.
this great backstory.
Yeah, we totally need to stop this.
No, just go on forever.
No, we've made this long enough.
Alright, let me all talk about Diablo, because nothing's gonna hurt me.
No.
God, I wish I'd recorded this just so I can make this a video episode where it's just me playing Diablo in the background. I might do that next
Would've been
week.
Hilarious.
I should do that next week so people just know what I do when I do
Probably,
this
yeah.
podcast. Like, here's what happens. I just sit
Yep.
here and click the button and they die.
Sure.
Anyway, well, thank you guys again for joining us, and stay tuned for next week's Texture Pop, which is not a Destiny podcast.
No.
It probably never will be.
Nope.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.